What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of Good Dad, Bad Son with your favorite cousins, Wil and BJ. How y'all been, man? It's been a minute. I guess we took a spring break.
Yeah, spring break over now.
Yeah, back to it. What's good, bro?
What's up with it?
Man, I'm here.
What's up with it?
Usually be off on Fridays, but I had to get to it today.
I know, man.
Money don't sleep. We can't either, huh?
This is the only day we really could get together, which is a good thing, though.
True
Shit,
that.
if you busy and I'm busy, that's a good thing.
It's adding up, right?
Yeah, that's a good thing. Nigga might be able to pay some bills.
Man, it's a blessing.
But other than that, man, how it's been since the last time?
Man, it's picking up a little bit. I got a new group start. I finished a group this week, starting a new group next week. So it's been consistent. Finally,
What,
usually be up and down.
What group is that? Like what field?
We got
specifically.
We got 2 CNA groups finished. I started a medical assistant group this week, and I got some phlebotomy students finishing tomorrow. So I was gonna take tomorrow off, but I'm gonna be up there for them to get their certificates and stuff. Yeah. So they get into it, man. They jobs already calling for them, and the next group already lined up. So it's working out for me.
So how that financial aid and stuff work?
They go through work source development.
What about WIA?
Yep, that's them. Yep.
Okay. So you don't get paid until they go to work.
No, with every county do it different, but the ones we go through primarily, once the student completes
Once they
their
graduate?
first 2 weeks.
Okay.
First 2 weeks we can go ahead and submit the invoice, and then they send it
that's
like
alright.
2 or 3 weeks after that. So they be about a month in before we see any money. So like half of my students go through tuition assistance, and the other half pay out of pocket. So when it work out, it work out.
The reason why I asked that because the school I went to, CAL school I went to, they don't get paid until they start working. That's at least what the dude told me.
Well, because
Until they find a job.
No, what happens is the school will get burnt. Like if I start accepting them, like remember I lost it last year?
Yeah.
I was putting the invoice in at the 2 week point, but then if they quit after that,
then they quit.
or don't get certified, or
gotcha.
don't get a job, and then once they start piling up, the WA be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
bro, we gotta get some of these through, then we'll holler at you."
Yeah.
So it's safer
That makes sense.
for the school to like don't shell out no money.
Yeah.
I mean, the school take a loss, but you want to lose a couple thousand versus losing
Yeah,
the
because
whole
they
plug.
be in the way of people that's paying.
Right.
And then you got some dudes. It was a fat white dude up there for a year.
A year.
Man, them trainers hated him. They hated him. They didn't even mess with him. They didn't even talk to him.
He just showing up.
With a beach chair, sitting in the parking lot, just talking, telling everybody else what they doing wrong.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, 300-400 pound white dude. I don't know where he came. He ain't really never messed with me, but
What up,
he
Bert?
ain't saying nothing to me. Bert was good, but he was up there. My man, I used to call him Duck Dynasty.
Okay.
When the old white guys had the long beard and all that, and he was a trainer.
Okay.
And he the one that told me, like, man, that motherfucker been here. Yeah, man, fuck him. I said, that's why I don't like them people that come in on WIA. And yeah, he was going in.
You definitely gotta because I was at one point I was accepting everybody, just to get the couple dollars in, but then it don't be worth it. It definitely don't be worth it. You gotta work the hardest. Then you have to like. You're supposed to treat everybody the same, but
And
I
they
really
take
can't.
advantage of it.
They do,
Because they not paying
and
for
they
it.
ain't lost nothing
Yeah, because they not paying for it. So they take advantage. They don't care about it.
at all.
I had to get my light. I ain't even play with people out there. Like, I ain't.
Get in and get out.
Yeah, I had to get my. I ain't take it serious until I failed like the 3rd time. I'm like, yo, hold up, man.
What do I do?
Man, what am I doing, man? I'm tripping.
That's crazy. We had started off like that because I was definitely I was thinking about you. I was praying for you. I was like, every time I talk to my boy, something going on with these damn raggedy ass trucks. But you don't never change. You just be like, it's just something else I got to deal with. You don't get too high. You don't get too low. The average person will be like, man, F this. I'm going back to work for somebody and figure it out that way.
I ain't got no plan B.
It gotta work or it gotta
Yeah,
work.
it gotta work or it gotta work. And my overhead is too high to try to go work for a company and all that.
Yeah.
I'm to the point where I can't even do good with 1,500 a week, 2,000 a week.
Past that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I can't. Some company drivers make that, but 1,500 a week ain't enough.
Some people say you got rich people problems.
Shit, nah, man. I can't even say it. I got upper lower class. I got upper lower class people problem.
Man, talk about
I done fell out of middle class. I done got dropped out of middle class messing with this shit, man.
It's definitely it definitely ain't for the weak.
Nah, it ain't for you. Got to be strong messing with this truck.
That's why I say you want the strongest
Man,
dudes I know,
see
bro.
Zai trying to come in.
I see him.
Zai going through it. He going through the rain right now, man. That truck joint, you know, we get the bad end of the stick because we got to pay for everything.
That's what Bert just said. Please help Dread.
What now or
He's saying he can't log in, but I see him.
we see him. He backstage.
I see him backstage, but I don't see him. It looked like a
He
ghost.
in the truck because well Zai, if the look.
We hear you
Look,
somewhat.
if the video, cause he's driving, he on the road.
Okay.
If the you could just go without the screen, Zai, and
just do audio.
and we just do audio.
Okay, that's cool.
But we can hear you clear now.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, you could go without, cause I know you on the road and it look crazy.
Yeah, I can't get no light. When the light on.
Yeah, you need light for that joint. You should have just went regular.
What do you mean? I mean, I can't get the regular. I don't know how to get back to regular.
I forgot you said that. Yeah. So, yo, I need Will to get me back to the regular joint.
Okay.
Got you.
Yeah, but I'm in the future. I gotta come back. To the, you know what I mean?
Yo, we was just talking about how tough you got, how strong you got to be to last in this trucking joint, man.
Oh yeah, man. This
Dag, I should have hit KC. Damn.
it's an ongoing thing, bro. This
Say you want to come on next time we go to.
is in and out.
Yeah, it ain't no plan B for us, man.
Nah, straight up.
Y'all in too deep at this point, right?
Nah, for sure, bro. Like, you know, I was down for the month, man. People put a brand new motor. It's like, man, you get a week, you get a bad week. Why am I echoing?
You're not echoing on this end.
Okay. Yeah, but I've been sitting down. BJ has been going down. He'll get the truck. Another light come on. Yeah, it's
Always something, right?
always something. Will. Oh, but I ain't gonna, like I said about it. I feel like BJ. It's no beat. It's you know. It's either this or nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
It's just another.
Pretty
Bro.
much.
If I ain't gonna become a millionaire from this right now.
Get the millionaire shit is that's I think we in the lane where we just building up our profile to go get a business loan or something, because you ain't just gonna be able to stack $1 million doing nothing like that, man.
Too much up and down.
It's too much up and down, bro. You know what I'm saying? It ain't.
It's a platform. It's a platform.
You gotta have like 10 trucks.
No facts.
You gotta have like 10 trucks, and you gotta be really
And 15 drivers.
reliable. 10 trucks, 15 drivers. You gotta have a team.
This is not the final. When I say that, the motor going, it's gonna come in to get it over the hump, BJ. You know.
Yeah.
Like talking about something else got to come. You got to build a nice.
Zai, you might have to put your phone like on the dash or something, because you kind of going in and out.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm ready
It's
for
just
way.
it's a little staticky. You good now.
I might
That's what
gotta
I
get a
be
little
having to
bit.
do sometime. Put the phone on the dash.
Not the
But
phone on the deck. In the
um
window.
um yeah, you got to get like in the trucking industry. You got to be a owner operator, uh, mechanic, broker. Have a tow truck, some dump trucks. You know what I'm saying? Then you be all right. You got to be all over the board.
Gotta be patient for sure, right?
Yeah, patience, man. I think you got to be patient with everything, though.
Anything.
Yeah, especially when you're self-employed.
Yeah.
People think just because you're self-employed, like you just drink, you just gonna boom take off like that. Nah, I don't work like that. You work more
Absolutely.
to work for yourself. You know, you might be able to spend a little bit more money. You know what I
Right.
mean? You have a little more financial freedom, but you're gonna take them hardships too.
And when I was doing consulting for a while, that's my first question, like, why you wanna, be self-employed? And they always be like, oh, I'm tired of working 40 hours. I'm like, well, shit, you getting ready to work
Yeah,
140.
that ain't it. That ain't it right there. I'm tired of working 40 hours.
You getting ready to work how many hours in a week? Somebody help me out in the chat. That's what you about to be doing 24/7.
Yeah.
If you want to be any good, if you want to be
8,
successful,
168 hours a week.
man, ain't no way. I done did it and more.
I'll definitely work 7 hours a day. I barely sleep.
Right.
I barely sleep. I ain't complaining though.
No.
As long as it's going.
Right.
I see the light at the end of the tunnel, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's easy. It's easy to get confused. It's easy to get down and hold your head down, bro. Nah, we not doing that.
Right. And nobody coming to save us, so.
Nobody coming to save us, Will. Straight up.
Monica said EMK all day. That's a fact.
Man, Monica's some bullshit, bro. Yeah, I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Talk about it.
Listen, man. She just called me talking about they filing for workers' comp. And she got hurt. She hurt her foot today on the job and all that shit.
That
man.
raggedy ass foot. It was hurt when I met
It's
her.
always the foot. It's always the foot. She not even supposed to be in the truck. Why you even there?
No.
Why you even around? Why you on the property? She got, yo, man, we gonna need some workers' comp. What? You're a 1099.
right?
You're a contractor. You're a contractor. Where it up?
It's the same foot. She cracking up.
Where it up, man? Minding somebody else's business. She out there, she all over the yard, man. Goddamn.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah, she done flipped on my brother-in-law, got an attitude with him. Jumped out the truck and got hurt. He told me the truth. He told me the truth. Nah, ain't no workers' comp for that, Monica.
Oh no, she said it's just the other foot this time.
You know what I'm damn, who got their phone? Or later got their phone. Yeah, man. But me and Zai was just talking about Anthony Edwards, man.
With all these babies on and
With
babies
all these
on the
babies, and he don't want nothing to do with none of them. But the baby he has with ain't that little baby mom?
Uh-huh.
So that's the only one he wants something to do with.
I was under the impression he ain't want nothing to do with that one because he just allegedly paid her up front for 18 years.
Yeah, I don't.
He ain't no kid, he ain't no baby himself no more. He got to have some responsibility, bro.
Do y'all give him a pass because like he don't have his family? You know, his sister and his grandmother raised him, and they died. He basically by himself, I guess. No father, no mother. His mother died. His grandmother, his sister, and his aunt. His sister raised him, but they end up dying on him too.
Yeah.
So do y'all give him a pass for that, or what y'all think?
I mean, he definitely need some support from somewhere. I don't know if it's therapy or counseling or a big bro or something, but the hurt he is experiencing, he about to put that same hurt on them kids that ain't gonna have no father in their life.
What you think, Zai?
Yeah, I agree, man. Bro, that's that's a thin line for me because we were just building on that beat, but it's like ah, he need like a mean mentor, man. Like like some of the big guys that came up, like the Allen Iverson had dude named Chills from the hood that stayed in his corner. You know, he don't got no type of guidance, bro. He can't, bro. And you need like a woman in your life for that situation. Like a man maybe can't get him all the sound advice if it ain't BJ. You know how BJ feel about the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was with him at first, but he turned into a real dirtbag more and more daily.
That was
in my
For real,
opinion.
man.
that was just my man.
Yep.
I ain't
Yeah.
fucking with him.
You done with him?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, bro.
I ain't fucking with him. I ain't fucking with that. I don't give him no pass. He a hell of a basketball player, but his spirit is he's selfish. He's selfish on the basketball court.
Yeah, that's exactly.
He's a
That's
selfish
what it
nigga on
is.
the basketball court. I've seen that nigga jack a three, come down and jack a three multiple times with three niggas on. Multiple times. Damn, nigga, pass the ball.
Right.
He a selfish nigga, man. And I think that's spirit. I ain't had no guidance.
Right.
Our mothers can't teach us how to be a father.
Right.
It's all about your spirit, man. I tell my homegirl that all the time. She raising a son by herself, and the dude she had the baby by or whatever. That nigga had his mother, and his mother and father was married. That nigga have a well-off career and he in the church and all that, whatever. Man, she beef with that nigga every month to pay $300 a month.
300.
And this nigga make about $10,000-12,000 a month.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and then he taking the care of
Somebody else. Kid.
somebody else kid. Yeah.
So yeah, when I first heard it with the one baby, bad choice. You know what I'm saying? People make bad choices. People make mistakes. But it's 3 kids now. Like, bro, you making a conscious decision to keep
No, for
making
sure.
babies.
I mean, the bad choice. You still supposed to be there for your kid.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I ain't giving them no
You
pass
still
on
ain't
that.
supposed to be like, man, let me just pay my child support up.
And
I
get
don't
the
want
hell up
nothing
out
to
the
do
way.
with my kid. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's some Karl Malone shit. You a weirdo.
yeah.
That's some
Sound
Karl
like
Malone shit.
That sounds like a bad dad, good son. You hear me? the opposite.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Cause he been a good kid. He ain't getting no trouble, no nothing. All
know
through
what I
high
mean?
school playing basketball.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Hey, grandma and them,
That's
no
right.
problems. You know what
Is
I
he
mean?
saying these things, or are we hearing it third party? He's saying he don't want to be bothered with the kids.
His actions is displaying it also though.
Yeah, true that.
But it is third party. I'm just going off of what social media.
What
saying.
if the first chick had shared the text messages? So
Right.
So we can't go with that neither though, Will.
True that. Yeah,
we gotta
I
stop
seen me
just
do it.
going with the first thing we hear.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
run
Like
with it for
you
headlines.
run with it. You get what I'm saying? A lot of
Yeah.
that be all the way left.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Damn, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, no, about to pull up.
Okay.
But these niggas spirits be flawed, man.
true that.
Yeah, these niggas, they ain't right. They ain't right.
My pops ain't in my opinion didn't do the best he could for me, and I made a promise to myself not to ever let my kids go through that. So it's that part of it too. Like you didn't have all your family dead and gone, or you don't know them, and then these kids ain't even born yet, and you already putting that on them for no reason. You got resources. You know what I'm saying? You ain't hurting for nothing.
Even if you mad at the chick,
Yeah.
it's still that's your child. You still gonna show up. I'm still coming. I ain't fucking with you, but I'm doing this. Especially when you ain't got to pay all that money. You got the judge in your favor and all
I'm
that.
telling you.
So you really all right.
You got a lot of these women too, man, that are I like I said, I don't know the situation, but you got women that make it real hard for these type of guys too. If they don't want to be with them, you know what I mean? I don't know if we're getting that side from the situation, but that's why I say you got to hear both sides to something, man, before you even, make an assumption of what's going on.
It's not about being with the woman.
But I'm saying if they can keep them away from, you get what I'm saying? a lot of times, I mean, I see this with my own cousin.
What's that?
He's trying to be a father, but shorty girl, got her whatever how she feel. She keeping him away from, what I mean? She had her son change her last name from my cousin, just to be funny, go to court and get a protective order. And he's a hell of a father to the kids.
Yeah.
But she upset about what they got going on. She make it hard for him to see the kids. Yeah, bro.
No, that happens.
Yeah,
but
it happened to me.
these kids not even born yet.
Right.
So he can't even be in their life yet anyway.
He about to write a check and he's gone. Is what the word is. And I ain't see him say nothing or tweet nothing about, nah, that's a lie. That ain't true. I'm gonna be in my kid's life. I don't know what they talking about. Da 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 da. And then you got multiple chicks about to have, your baby or just had it or something like that. And it's the same thing. Yeah. It's like 3 of them, right?
Yep.
Man, sometimes you got to stay out of the media, BJ, because people will twist your shit up. I might not want to respond. People don't know how that man thinking.
We could give him the benefit of the doubt then.
You get what I'm saying, though?
Give him the benefit of the doubt. I ain't fucking with him until I see otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I ain't.
You just got to see some evidence,
man.
man.
Because just even with something like that on my name, I have to say something. I ain't gonna be quiet.
Right.
Hell no, I'm going live. He go live any other time. He went live in the bed with his girlfriend when they said he was doing this and doing that. He was lying then. He was lying. He shouldn't have went live then.
Ever. Right.
He in the bed. Nah, this my only girl. This you lying. You got 3 chicks pregnant on her.
Right now.
What the fuck you even do that for?
Right.
That ain't make sense. You know what I mean? That ain't even make sense. That was dumb.
He gonna have fucking AIDS. He just fucking everything.
That's like
how old is this guy, bro? Let's get down to the root of that, bro.
24, 25?
Hell
23?
No, not yet.
23?
He like 22, 23, ain't he?
Come on, bro. Listen, bro. We can't do that. This dude is a baby, man.
No, he's not. No, he's
This
not.
guy baby, bro.
No, we gotta stop that.
This guy baby, bro.
No, we gotta stop that.
I mean,
23.
He's a grown man, dog. He's
BJ,
a grown,
that's a baby, bro.
multi-million-dollar man worth $200 million.
With no mother, sister, no type of guidance. You got hundreds of millions of dollars.
They can't guide him. They can't guide him at this. Ain't nobody guiding him, bro. Can't nobody guide him. Man.
I'm not mad at no. Either way it goes, how you see it or whatever. But I'm just throwing it out there that the brother 23 years old, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't cutting him no slack, bro, because we was 23
cut him no
years
slack,
old.
my dude.
And I ain't had no kids at 23, but my partner
I ain't have
did.
no kids.
They had his twins. He had twins. We was 18, 19 years old. They had twins, bro. Those my nieces, basically. We lived in the crib together. His mother, God bless her soul, Miss Darcell. She died from cancer. When she died, we took over the crib. We was younger than him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That was our crib. We had to pay the rent, all that, pay the bills and all that. His baby moms lived there. I lived there. He lived there. And he had a set of twins, nigga. We 18, 19. In the trap, 24 hours crack spot, raising 2 little girls, two twin babies.
BJ, our life, man, been totally different, man. Being honest, bro. I ain't making no excuses. But news lives be, come on, man. You had your mother with you all your life, bro. You had you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, your life is nothing like his, bro.
It's still spirit, bro. Having your mother has nothing to do with you becoming a dad.
Okay. I mean,
now having your dad, yeah, maybe. But having a mother, having anyone has not, because it's niggas that they got their dads and don't take care of their kids.
But your mother ain't
my homegirl had his, either, though. My homegirl baby father had his mother and father. He's a piece of shit. But it's all on you, because it was no way it was no way Day or his baby moms wasn't gonna be taking care of them kids. And they fought. He went to jail. She got him locked up. All types. We went through. We was wilding. We were kids for real.
Typical kid stuff
in the streets. Teenagers. He's 23, multi-millionaire, NBA all-star. You know what I mean? It's totally different. He's supposed to be on a higher pedestal. It's plenty of people. He was just speaking to Barack Obama, bro. He's talking to the ex-president.
He said some old shaky shit to Obama though. Right?
I didn't find nothing wrong with what he said.
No. So the media try to spin everything.
Yeah,
boy,
they
do.
try to spin that. I ain't see nothing wrong with what he said. But he's in. We talking about he ain't had no guy. He ain't have his mother at all. He made it to the top of the top without them.
Yeah.
Which
Man,
probably drove him to get where he's at for sure. But he can't be up here and we glorify him for being a hell of a basketball player, whatever, then give him excuses as a piece of shit father. That's more than the basketball shit to me. You know what I mean?
So you had a little bit of understanding when it was just the one, and then it got out of control when you found out it was three?
I just found out it was three.
Oh,
I wasn't messing with him when I found out about the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no excuse, bro.
Yeah.
I'm the same nigga that was in prison and my son was having his birthday party in New York and asking me where I was at. That's all I need to hear. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I done left my man out here. I done left my little man out here. I'm bugging.
Yeah.
I would see, bro. I would see, man, if them kids was born or that man already had a blood test. They his kids. It's 100% fact. None of us know none of those details. None of us know none of the inside shit. He might be. He might not. He might have gave the girl the money that he knows for sure his or whatever. But we still ain't heard him say nothing. You know, and for him to not say nothing, I can't strike him for not speaking yet. Not giving the media what the media want to hear. That's all this world wants. They want you to respond to something to keep something going.
Damn, what's the link? Ain't that the same? Hold on, I just sent it though. Noah cursing us out, bro.
She been trying to get in?
She said we playing with the damn link. What's the link? My bad. Hold on, no, I'm coming. Yeah.
No, you make a good point, Zah. We don't know the full story, but without none of the story, I just still don't think he should have, three kids under damn 1 year old. That's a recipe for disaster right there. He's gonna be selfish at the end of the day. Somebody gonna get the short end of the stick.
So that's why I just said that. Do we know they his kids? Because y'all said that they ain't been born yet, right?
The one is born. The one with he got with little baby mom, I believe.
He gave her the money, or he gave another one the money already. You said
he gave her $100,000 to have an abortion, and she kept it.
That's little baby, my baby mother.
Mm-hmm.
No, I thought it was somebody else. Aisha Howard.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then so she kept that money, and then that's when the whole thing came out about he asked the judge how much for 18 years up front or whatever, and allegedly he did it or is about to do it, but we don't know that either.
But see, that be the thing too, bro. We was having some fun. Man, they want that baby, man. So, but like you said, you raw dogged it. That's what it is. You gotta handle that, man.
Yeah.
You gotta handle that, homie.
It ain't about you at this point.
Yeah, straight up.
My fault, y'all. I'm getting everybody straight.
I'm good.
Yeah, so I guess Zah, you trying to cut him a little bit. You trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I get it. I hope it's something that I like him. I really did. I liked him a lot. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with Youngin, man. I fuck with him. I ain't seen that.
I know he had to be scared that first one. He like, damn.
That's what I was trying to look up. But if that's really what it is with him, he's a rat to me. Cause any nigga that don't take care of their kids definitely snitch on him.
Yeah. Can't trust
I
him.
always said that.
Can't trust him.
Okay, Anthony Edwards is reportedly the father of at least 4 children with 4 different women.
Damn, I didn't even know about the 4.
These children are Aries. He got some born already. Aries with Deja Carlisle, Asylum with Shannon Jackson, Aubrey with Aisha Howard, and a 4th child with a woman identified only as Allie.
I like her. She might not want to be in the mix. Everybody
So
else
Aisha Howard, Aubrey with Aisha Howard, is best known for being Little Baby's ex and baby mama, has just given birth to a baby girl and is keeping the identity of the child's father a secret. But it looks like NBA star and Olympic gold medalist and believes that Howard's baby girl may be his daughter. Oh, so that one is 5 months old.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Edwards agreed to give Aisha Howard full custody of their 5-month-old daughter, Aubrey, amid their contentious paternity battle. Okay, he is the father of that child with little baby's baby mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we just gotta keep. Why them niggas be recycling all that money, man? Why the niggas? God, these niggas crazy.
She know what she doing. He ain't never had.
I'm
nothing
gonna
like that.
I'm gonna import me.
He
something.
was 19. He ain't know. He shit. He outside. Millionaire in Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh
He ain't
yeah,
got
the
no-
nigga is from Atlanta.
Yeah,
so-
he-
but still though, it's like
He
damn.
probably been liking her since he was 15, 16. You know, she been
What
around
about the
with,
chicks from high school?
Nah,
Where's y'all broads
basic,
from high school that was
basic.
with y'all? Like Allen Iverson. I fuck with AI, man.
Yeah,
Where y'all chicks that was with, look at Ice Cube and them niggas.
right. Snoop.
Look at Ice Cube and them niggas, man. Allen Iverson got the LL Cool J.
Yeah,
Man, I'm with the joint that was with me when I ain't have nothing, bro.
that's how you know it's real, right?
But I guess, Zai, you got a point. I guess that comes from our upbringing or something. I don't know.
But then you tripping, bro. You been having women since you was in fucking pre-K, probably. He ain't never had no damn. He ain't had it like that until he became a star, probably sophomore, junior year.
He been a high school basketball star.
Yeah,
Forever.
that's probably when he got popular. But before that, he didn't have nobody at home, nobody to love. He just looking for love, and whoever gonna give it to him.
Hey. I'm gonna see you though. I ain't cutting him no slack on them kids, man. Word up. We were kids. He ain't no kid neither, Zai. He 20, he 23. He a man.
Having
He's
a
man, dog. He
kid
ain't no
gonna
baby.
change his mind. You can say anything before the baby born,
He's a man, bro.
but as soon as you hold this, your whole shit gonna change.
You're an adult after 17. They charge you as an adult at 17. They'll charge your ass as an adult.
And he gotta have a lawyer or an agent or something. They gonna be like, yo, you need to make right with these, cause this shit gonna get expensive, bro. You better play nice. It's gonna get out of control. They ain't going for that. Just give somebody $1 million up front, and you about to be a $500 million at least.
These niggas be weirdos, man.
Yeah,
He like Karl Malone for real, man. Karl Malone had a baby by a
I'm about to
13-year-old
say,
and,
he a
left,
rapist,
and
though.
left the baby alone. Didn't do nothing. And Shorty went on to be in the NFL.
He played for the Bills.
Doing better than his kids that he kept, that he stayed was in their life. That's how it be.
Yeah.
That's how it be. That's how it be. We get into some of these topics. I don't know where Kurt at.
Let's do it.
Let's see. We got State Farm made $104 billion last year. I wanted to ask Nora about that because they don't like insurance people and CEOs. So I would like to know who's the CEO of State Farm that made $104 billion last year. I'm sure they denied some claims and stuff. Do they get a bullet in the back of their head
They
too?
be on the lookout.
Yeah. Keefe D found guilty on Tupac's murder. He's a fool.
He got himself jammed though, didn't he? Talking too much.
Yeah, he's a fool. That Richardson Mortuary. I think that's in Virginia too. No, that's in Houston. Richardson Mortuary up in Houston, messing up people's they recycling people clothes and everything. This girl said this other lady had her grandmother's suit or outfit on. They burying.
Oh, it's a funeral home.
Yeah, they burying different people in the same outfits and all types of stuff. The bodies ain't in the casket. They probably selling the organs. We got I want to know whatever happened to the Jews responsible for digging the tunnels in New York, them underground tunnels.
Yeah.
Why we don't hear about that no more?
Secret society.
Yeah. hip hop has turned into death music. They got a video with these kids got rocket launches now.
It's a feel good music ain't popular no more, is it?
Nah.
I'm saying it's positive artists out there, but they don't get radio play. They don't get airtime.
I guess Kendrick would be Drake make feel good music. Drake, Kendrick.
Yeah, I don't think he's a rapper no more.
J.
He's
Cole.
a pop star.
La Russell coming up.
Okay.
La Russell coming up. I like him. When he come to Atlanta, I'm gonna take the boys out to his joint.
Okay.
Whenever he have a show in Atlanta, because he speak down on all that drilling and all that rap and shooting and all. He speak down on that shit. So
Right.
I'm definitely gonna
Somebody
support
got
him.
to, because it'd be fake anyway. Yeah, them people don't live like that, y'all.
Yeah,
When the hell they got time to rap if they doing all that?
Right. It's his homeboy. I ain't gonna front. Some of them Chicago niggas that's rapping.
Chicago is different. I'll take that
Yeah,
back.
they
Chicago is
actually
definitely
going
different.
out there killing nigga and going to
then-
the studio rapping
Right.
about it.
Yeah.
Word
yeah.
up.
Life imitate art imitate life.
What percentage of the Bible is real?
Okay, I seen you sent that. Yeah.
Florida State shooter kills 2, injures 6. We had a lot of school shootings this week too. We had about 3 of them. 17-year-old Tracy Haynes, Dallas school shooter, does a video after shooting 4 people in his school. Wilma Hutchinson High. Letitia James being charged with mortgage fraud. That's a good one. I hope they lock her up. Target CEO Brian Cornell set to meet with Al Sharpton to discuss rolling back DEI programs. Travelers are being detained over anti-president stuff in their phone.
Damn.
We got a couple of more topics, but I'm trying to figure out how they even know what's in their phone.
You gotta hand your joint over when you crossing the border.
How they know what's in their phone? That's crazy.
Right.
I'm gonna say this one for Noah when Noah pop up.
Okay.
Prince Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia has banned all public displays of support for Palestine. Palestinian cause is not my cause. I only care about the cause of my people and my country. And I quote. That's what he said. So I want to see what Noah got to say about that. You know what I mean? But we could get into what percentage of the Bible is real.
Don't nobody know that.
They gonna know.
What percentage of the Bible you think is real, Zah?
I mean, the first part of it,
What
the
up,
Old
Noah?
Testament.
Hi. How you doing?
Welcome.
Thank you. How y'all doing?
We hanging in there.
Who that? I heard somebody else's voice.
What's up, Nora? Hey, how you doing? Zahir.
Oh, hey Zahir, how you doing?
I'm chilling. How you?
I'm good.
So right now we
Okay.
talking about what percentage of the Bible is real. Zah, what you said?
The
Nobody
Old
knows.
Testament.
The Old
Torah.
Testament? You think the Old
Yeah.
Testament is real?
Yeah.
What does real mean? Like really from God?
I guess really happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I just believe that most of it is man-made. Like even when, like what makes the old one real and the new one not? Like they didn't really happen. They was just making it all up. I don't think it was all made up. I think it was just some.
Give me an
things called-
example of something you think is what part you think is real.
I don't know that much about the Bible to be honest, but when they tell you the stories about like the fact that the Dead Sea was flipped on, I don't know if is that story in the Bible?
What, the Red Sea? When Moses split the Red Sea?
Oh, that's definitely in the Bible. No, I was talking about the Dead Sea when the tribe of gay men when they flipped the Dead Sea on them and killed the whole tribe out because they were
I
gay.
never even heard. What,
I don't
Sodom
think
and
that
Gomorrah?
happened. Maybe that's just in the Quran. I thought it was in the Old Testament too. Qawm Lut. They're called. Let me see the English name. Qawm Lut, and
Let me call
that's
my
where the
mom.
word for gay comes from in Arabic. It's called like Lut, and if you call somebody gay, it's Luti because that's the name of the tribe.
Whoa. What is it? What is it?
Um,
Let me get
Oh,
that. What is it?
here, I'm gonna send
how
you
you call
one.
people gay in Arabic?
In Arabic.
Lutely?
Yeah, it's in Jewish, yeah, and Christianity.
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling niggas lootly. Nigga, you lootly.
Yeah, that's how you say somebody's gay in Arabic. I'm about
I used to run around call people goyim. They ain't know what I was talking about. He's a good goyim. That's what Jews call black people.
For real.
Goyim.
Really? What is that called?
Like slaves, like sheep.
Oh.
I said in a racetrack one day, and the lady, my homegirl, she was a manager. She was the store manager. She bust out laughing. She Jewish. She knows exactly what I was talking about. I was talking to Davon and them. Y'all niggas some good goyim, man. She bust out laughing. Like, yo, you was crazy. And I didn't know she was Jewish.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know how I can ever believe any of the miracles in the holy books. It's not like you just have to believe in the whole thing or you don't. Like even the things about like Moses' stick and all that. I don't know how to say whether it's real or not. It's not about whether it's real or not. It's about whether you believe it or not, because you have no proof to believe it's real. How you can just say, "Oh, I know it's real"? You don't know. You're just choosing to believe it. Do I know that Moses' stick turned into a snake? I don't know. I could choose to believe it, but I also can't.
Do you believe that? So what about the 10 Commandments? Do you believe that the 10 Commandments was given to Moses by God, and when he went up to the mountain? Is my mom's in the comments?
She was.
Your mom's
Yeah.
a woman.
This her type. This her subject. But this her type of.
That's her energy right
Yeah,
here.
this her type of party right here.
Mom, call
we all-
PJ phone so we can put you on speaker.
And Dawu.
Man, we all disappointed. We all disappointed in Nora, man.
What she do?
What Noah did now?
We disappointed in Nora, man. Like, but Nora already done turned her Muslim card in, though. She done turned that in.
How I lost my Muslim card?
Yeah, you been lost that.
How I
Yeah,
lost that with the second I set foot in America.
Definitely.
Yeah, you definitely lost that. That's
Okay.
that's
How
one of the
I
things
lost
that-
that?
Alright,
I don't want to
alright,
kill
where
gay
Dawu at?
people.
we got. I just want to get that one.
All right.
What
All right,
that
this
one?
y'all type of party right here.
Where's
All
that
right,
one?
we
man?
we getting on Noah right now. We getting on Noah. We coming back to the Bible in a second. All right.
Yeah, Nora.
When I lost that,
I'm scared for Nora, man, because if any Muslim seeing this in New York, man, she gonna have problems out there, man.
in Jordan,
Nah,
none
New
of
York,
y'all
first
got
of all-
the Muslim
Go
card.
ahead, Noah.
Y'all eat pork, y'all drink, y'all smoke weed. None of y'all got the
Uh-oh.
Muslim card. In
Uh-oh.
Jordan, y'all go to jail.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know if you're talking about the American Muslim card or the real Muslim card.
Oh,
We're not,
American Islam involves a lot of sins.
For one, you already know we all in sin, Nora. That's a given. That's
Then
from
don't
birth,
take
right?
nobody card away. If you a sinner too, thou without sin cast the first stone. I keep forgetting that code, but I
Say no more, man. I and listen, I ain't the one to take your card. You know, I
Who
don't make
took it?
Muslims. I don't take no cards, but you just go against a lot of what the deen, the fundamentals of the deen. So
now that I think about it, both y'all in the same boats, huh?
Because I'm the only one. I'm one of the few people
Now that
that
I think
use the
about it,
fundamentals.
now
of
that
the
Noah said so, y'all in the same boats, huh?
we're in the same boat.
You and Noah?
I'm not even. I ain't on here for the wrestle with y'all about. I'm
Y'all
not.
the same boat.
You're not gonna hear me saying these things out over the air. If I'm not gonna go against what the dean teaches us with a lot,
I don't go against what
what
it
Muhammad
teaches.
Sallallahu
I don't
Alaihi
think you.
Wasallam
Nah,
teaches
I
us.
don't think you went against what the dean teach. It depends though. It depends because you definitely smoke Black and Milds.
Like again, in the end of the day, bro, we're gonna have vices that we deal with. That's personal. That's our situation. That everybody gonna have something that they do that probably don't line all the way up with it. But to talk against what we know is the law.
So you must be
That's
talking
my
about like
point.
abortion, talking about abortion and homosexuality and stuff like that.
What you mean? You speaking to me?
Yeah, when you say go against the dean because
No,
Noah is pro-abortion and pro homosexuality.
but it's just like for you to ask, you know, we believe in the Torah. You get what I'm saying? We believe in the Torah. But for her to say, "Oh nah, I don't," she shot at that part of it. But that's we
Oh,
believe in
did
it.
she? I don't remember. You shot that shit down though?
No, I wasn't shooting that shit down. I was misunderstood. I wasn't shooting nothing. What I meant to say is that BJ was asking whether something is real or not. And I don't think there's any way to measure whether something is real from something that was written thousands of years ago, that's been rewritten over and over again,
So you
and that's
can't make up
changed
your
the
opinion
whole
though.
world
You
because
can't.
it's not a
You
matter of reality, it's a matter
you,
of
you,
faith. You
you
either
can't.
choose to believe that that happened or you choose to not believe that that happened. And if your religion tells you
We,
you got to choose to believe this, then you choose to believe this. But that doesn't make it real. Real is a
but when
more
you take your
objective thing.
shahada,
If it
but
really
when you take
happened.
your shahada, you agreeing to these things is what I'm saying.
Yes, and I'm also saying that, like, as part of religion, Muhammad used to go on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to go on this hill and think and ask God questions and think about the law that was laid down. And I'm saying that in today's world, the fact that we see religion as this law that's handed down that we're just supposed to read and abide by and never question or think, otherwise we lose our card. I think I could question certain things. I could question why I'm supposed to get half the money that my brother gets when my parents die. I could question these things, and I'm not a traitor to my religion because some things just don't make sense in today's world. And that doesn't mean that I'm saying that I don't respect the law. I just don't think it's a law. It wasn't never meant to be a law. Just because certain countries made it their law doesn't mean it was ever meant to be just a set in stone law.
I'm gonna back off, man, because I mean, we go ahead on and get
Don't start stuttering and shit now, nigga.
get
You
get
open
get
this
step
door.
Backup.
get
You
step
open
pops
this
on the
door,
phone,
Zai.
bro. Get step
You
pops on the
open this
phone,
door.
bro. I done already told you, bro, like what it is and what you don't supposed to go against. When you take your shahada, bro, it's certain things that you agree to. This is in the Quran. This is in all the teachings of Muhammad that we follow. So if you follow the Sunnah, you're supposed to agree to all of this. It's like the five pillars. This is everything that we believe in. So you can't come up here and say, you can't say that I don't I don't know if any of it is real. That means you just shot down what you believe in.
Okay, but what are the five pillars? Did I ever shoot one of the five pillars down? The first
No,
pillar is
but
the Shahada, just having
but
faith in God. There's only one God. The second
no,
one is prayer. The third one is Ramadan, which I fasted for more than 85% of my life. I fasted every single day. The fourth one is Zakat, charity, which I also do. What was the fifth one? The Hajj. I still haven't done Hajj in Mecca, but none of these is just hating gay people. The five pillars does not include the gay hate or the abortion hate.
no,
So
but
if you think about
Good
these
point.
things are
things.
secondary, and these things are the same as sex outside of marriage and all those other things. Even though outside of marriage is actually one of the biggest five sins. So it's just like I feel like people like we need to center the focus around the five pillars and people, and that's how you actually become a real Muslim or whatever. And then the other sins that people make doesn't really change how Muslim they are because, as I've said, like the American version of Islam seems to be very pro zina and sex outside of marriage because that's a very common thing here. I don't think that means you're not a Muslim if you had sex out of marriage, even though back home you would definitely be called like not a Muslim if you did that. But I just, you know what I mean? I don't think that's what the center of Islam should be. Islam doesn't revolve around who you have sex with or, you know.
I mean, we know still on those things though, Nora. It's like we know we can repent. You get what I'm saying? It's not
All
something that
right.
we can't come back from. So I get all of that. What you're saying, you're right. But I'm just saying, but with our belief system, and I know some people are going to be different, or somebody going to have opinions or not really believe in all of it. But I'm just saying the fundamentals and the foundation of it. That's what we agree to believing when we take on our shahada. These all of those things, what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I said, the Torah was part of it. Torah was part of what we supposed to believe in as a Muslim.
Yeah.
We don't believe in the new chapter, the New Testament and all of that.
So you saying she's
Yeah.
going against Islam if she's saying she don't believe it or she don't know if it's real or not?
Huh? You broke up, bro. I couldn't hear nothing you said.
If you're saying that because she's saying she don't know if it's real or not, that's like going against Islam.
That's going against what we a belief of we believe in the Torah.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just saying you
Mm-hmm.
can't. That'll be contradicted if you say you don't you don't know if it's true or not. Then that means you couldn't believe that. You couldn't believe in the Old Testament, meaning the Torah. You couldn't believe in that then. That's all. That's why. That's the point that I was just making on that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
Islam acknowledges and like respects that the Torah is real and all that, but the Quran was still meant to be the new and improved version of all the past books, and it was meant to be the book that you're
Facts.
supposed to follow. It was,
Facts. That's a fact.
yeah. And the Quran also, like, even though it acknowledges the Injil, for example, like the Quran is strictly against the concept of Jesus as the son of God. Like one of the main verses of the Quran is God has never had a child and he's not a child of nobody. So it's like there's still some conflicts with certain things that even though the Injil is like it is acknowledged, there's a main tenet of it that the Quran was meant to like disprove of and say no, the Jesus is not the son of God and God has no sons. And that's why it was handed down to kind of like improve and be a revised version of no, y'all got it confused. So I don't think it's that important part of Islam to respect the other books. I think the most important part of Islam is the Quran, to just respect every word that comes in the Quran.
what Shakora said, Will.
That's right. He who is without sin cast the first stone. Even though we all sin and come short of the glory, we are not supposed to support or promote sins.
That seemed like it's universal in all religions.
Y'all acting like I'm standing with a poster outside Planned Parenthood begging transsexual people to have abortions. Like, I'm not doing that. I just think they shouldn't be persecuted, which is probably like a generally good policy to not just keep trying to get people, I don't know, to get in trouble for things that they do. Like, I just like people minding their own business.
But that's why that's why we are able to repent. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? For for a great bit of it that you know what I'm saying, you can't come back from. None of it's like damn near nothing that we almost can't come back from by repenting.
Yeah. Yeah,
But we
exactly.
don't
And
just
even
supposed
gay
to
people
do it.
can repent. So I don't know why y'all want them to get in trouble in this world. Like gay people can repent, they could go to have I just don't think humans should be the ones that are prosecuting this. Like let God
I don't
prosecute
see
it.
gay people being prosecuted.
I
I just feel like we're saying it's wrong, and people is just acting like they don't know it's wrong or saying it's right.
yes, but making laws to prevent them from getting married, to prevent them from living normal lives in society, to do all that, like that's just humans trying to play God. Like let humans do what
I
humans do,
mean,
and then God could punish whoever he was think should be
that
punished.
ain't
I don't
nobody
see why I'm
playing
supposed
God.
to
If
die on
you
that day.
Nah, I don't think that's anyone playing God. I think that's just society making a rule, just like you make rules and laws for everything else. Why are they above the rules and laws? If a heterosexual man, ain't it illegal for us to have multiple wives?
I don't think a heterosexual man should have multiple
It ain't
husbands.
about what you
I
think.
think he should have one husband.
It ain't about what you think.
Who's
It's
letting them have multiple husbands? The only reason they have multiple husbands because y'all don't let them get married to begin with.
it's
If he wasn't a
illegal.
book, he couldn't have multiples.
It Will, you're married.
I am.
Is it illegal for us to have multiple wives?
Yeah.
So then why is it so wrong for us to say it's illegal for gay people to get married?
Because you're not letting them have one. Why they can't have zero? You
If
can have one. It's like BJ and Will could get one spouse, but gay people could get zero. Why is that fine? America's allowing you to have one spouse, so why should we deprive people of that right? Because we're trying to enforce the religion like we're playing God?
No, we're not.
Why
That ain't
can't we leave?
playing. That ain't playing God. I think you're following what you believe in. The earth, this world, this civilization is based off of what life, right? Pro life, I would say, or we do follow rules from whatever religion we deal with, right? Every society is governed from what you believe how God wants us to live.
To
True or
different
false?
degrees. America's supposed to be non-secular.
America's supposed to be what?
It's not supposed to be like when you say it's derived from a religion, that doesn't mean it's supposed to be. Sorry, I said the wrong word. America's supposed to be secular, so it doesn't. It's American laws are not supposed to be trying to enforce the Bible or any religion down your throat. Whereas other countries like Jordan is fully blatantly saying the law is Sharia law, it's religion. Religion and the law are one. America was not supposed to be that. Just because it's inspired from Christianity or started from a bunch of Christians, that doesn't mean it. Like, it was literally written into the Constitution that this is a secular country that's not based on any religion.
Matter of fact, the more I think about it, I don't see nothing wrong with a country or society being ran off of religious views. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
You don't like the idea of separating the church from the state? You don't think that's a good thing about the Constitution of America when you're trying to govern a people with many different religions? You don't think?
Well, the church ain't even gonna. The church and the state is the same bullshit. But if you start in a society, how the society was started, whatever, back then, your laws and rules or whatever is gonna be mirrored by what you have in your religious sector, because that's supposed to be good. You want your society to be good. We're striving for a good society, right?
But it sucks for the people who don't follow the.
That's all it is.
Religion.
That's all it is.
Majority.
We trying to cater to the people who's not being, who's not gonna be productive and to carry on. If we had a society of homosexuals, it will die. It will die
that's
off.
Not a real
it wouldn't even last. It wouldn't even last. They will die off.
BJ, the world is overpopulated. That's never been a threat. Literally every road.
No, I'm not saying it's a threat. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's a threat.
It's not like we were going extinct and now we need to be worried about the threat of homosexuality wiping us out.
No, see, you keep taking it wrong.
Because you just go on extremes, like you exaggerating to make your point, but I just don't think it's a good point because I don't think that's ever gonna happen. We're not gonna all become gay.
I'm not even saying it should happen.
It's gonna be a minority, and they're gonna adopt some of the kids that don't got homes, and it's just not really causing that problem that you're anticipating.
No, I'm not saying none of that. I'm talking about society being the beginning. We can talk about the beginning because we're here now from the beginning. In the beginning of any society, when they come up with their rules and laws and stuff, they're following a system of religious beliefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're complaining about the law of two gay people not being able to get married.
Yeah.
That's going to be in law.
But if they started off that way, you think every single person would have started jumping up and down and like going with the same sex? Like, I just don't think that would have happened if it started with, okay, everybody's allowed to marry whoever the hell they want. Do you think everybody would have wanted to be gay? I don't think so. It would have still been a minority and nothing real would have happened. It would just been and it's like that whole concept that like, like, I feel like the only reason why Jordan works the way it works and it's not really a horrible legal system is because 99% of the country are Muslims. 99.
All right, but their society is based off of religion. So you're making my point because that society is based off religion.
Yes, because it's always been that way. But America is a country of immigrants. Nobody is American, BJ. Nobody's American. America's a bunch of people from a bunch of different places, and you're trying to run them under one religion and forcing the belief that the only source of morality is, for example, the Bible, because you have to choose a religion. You can't say, "Oh, we're going to be we're going to be a non-secular country, but we're going to be based off the Torah, the Bible, the Quran." You can't do that. So you have to choose a religion. And let's say they choose the Bible, for example. How are you going to try to govern people of three different religions, in addition to all the other religions in Jordan, in America, in addition to all the other atheists, the agnostics, the Buddhists? You want to govern all these people, and you want to convince the whole population that my religion gives you the right morality and the right way to live, and yours doesn't? Because there's differences in the morals from every religion too. It's not like they agree on anything. The only big common morality between all the religions is like the golden rule: do unto others as you would like them to yourself, and all that. But when it comes to actual morality, like, you can't have the law come from religion. You want to convince every Christian not to eat pork? Like, that's not going to work.
Which religion?
No Muslim can sell pork in Jordan. Like, you can't just have a country of many religions governed by one religion and try to force it down people's throats and convince them that it's immoral to eat pork.
Which religion allows you to? Which religion allows you to get married as two gays to get married?
I'm sure the Buddhists don't care about that. I'm sure like there's a lot of religions that do. Let me ask ChatGPT. I'm sure
you shooting from the hip though. You shooting from the hip. That's why it's a direct question.
Yeah,
like what religion allows you to marry men?
Okay,
A
let's
man
see.
marrying a man.
The United Church of Christ, the Episcopal Church, the Presbyterian Church, Quakers, some Methodist churches, Reform Judaism, Reconstructionist Judaism, um, uh, Buddhism, Hinduism, Unitarianism, whatever that is, Unitarian Universalism,
Yeah, then we ain't. Yeah.
Reconstructionist Judaism. So
They might as well stay where they
all
at
these
then.
allow gay people to get married. They don't have any
Okay,
laws
but
against
all
people
right.
getting
So this
married.
what we gonna do? They might as well stay where they at. We got to stop. That's the problem now, and that's why I support Donald Trump. They need to stay where they at now, cause we got. That's why America is fucked up now, cause we keep conforming to everybody else who ain't from here, and who ancestors ain't built this country and all that. So we don't need to conform to Buddhism and Judaism. They gotta conform to us. So if America is built off of Christianity values and them values made the laws saying that two gay people can't get married, then that's just what it is. Stay where you at.
Bottom line.
That's the problem with America now. Jordan is doing good. Dubai is doing great. All the Muslim countries are doing great, ran by off of religious views, religious laws, thriving, doing well. Women are being taken care. Ain't no abortions out there unless they go underground and stick themselves with a hanger or some shit. Then they just suicidal. You know
I
what
don't know, BJ.
But it's not like in America. Those countries that's ran off of religious values are doing better than America, are in a better place than America. And I'm not talking about economically because that really don't mean nothing. First of all, we got to get back on the page of morality, like you said, morality and what's right and what's wrong. And abortion is wrong and homosexuality is wrong. We can't even get past that. So we need to stop letting people in the country, all these illegal immigrants, they need to stop coming over here because we got to figure out what we doing. Straight up.
You can't. It's like a man and a man can't have a baby, man. We got to stop. We can't get past these certain things, man. If it was, it would be happening on a day-to-day basis. That's why it's not right. You get what I'm saying? That's not the proper order of things. A man and a man having a baby. You get what I'm saying? A woman and a woman having a baby. That's not happening. So that's why it don't supposed to be. Period. Until you tell me a man and a man have a baby. Go ahead, B.
What Shakur said?
This is why the Torah, Bible, and Quran was written to give people rules, regulations, and laws. All scripture teaches homosexuality is ungodly and unnatural.
And on top of that, those books came before any constitution, right? The Bible was definitely before the Constitution.
There was the laws, bro. It's different if they say. It's different if it said, "Thou shalt kill." You know, "Thou shalt kill." You know, indiscriminately, you just can go and kill. You know, we have a wild. It'll be the wild, wild west. You know, "Thou shalt not do this. Thou shalt not do that." When shit makes sense, why change it?
My fault, y'all. I'm still working.
What's up, Kurt?
Hey, Kurt, how you doing?
Hello, everybody. We're running a little bit late. Had a few people come over.
Yeah, man, that's your normal, bro. Like we used to that already, man. Kurt on time is unheard of.
Kurt, we're going to start writing you up, man.
But I'll take a couple of points this time.
What's the deal? Hey, Kurt, we was trying to say, I was asking, what part of the Bible do we think is real? Like, what percentage of the Bible is real? Oh,
Perceived real or actual?
oh shit. Somebody asked me the question. Somebody asked me the question, man. Why can't nobody answer this? What percentage of the Bible is real?
Well, I haven't did
5%.
I haven't did the actual calculation, but I can say about 40% of it is, actual. there are a lot of discrepancies in the teaching, especially in what we call the Bible, which is King James Version, which was translated from Hebrew and Greek. So how he interpreted what he was reading, there are a lot of contradictions in the Bible, and some of it is metaphor. They talking in metaphor. They're not talking in actuality. And if people didn't understand the metaphor, they perceived it to be something real, such as, I think his name was, where he said, if he could find one redeemable quality, he'll save the city.
Hey, do y'all believe that Jesus died and rose from the grave?
Died of what?
Died and rose from the grave 3 days later, right? Ain't that the story? Ain't that in the Quran too?
I didn't hear that.
Oh no, matter of fact, Jesus not in the Quran, right?
Physically,
No,
no.
he's in the Quran, but
Okay, so in the Bible, Jesus died. Ain't that around Easter? Ain't that what
That's
Easter?
what
The
Easter is
Passover.
supposed to
That's
be,
what
yeah.
Easter is about. Jesus dying, and he rose from the grave 3 days later or something, right, Kurt? What was it?
Yeah, he rose from the grave and ascended to heaven.
And ascended to heaven, and the disciples saw him, and the guard that was guarding the tomb where he was buried in, and all that witnessed it.
that's Passover. I thought Passover didn't Passover come from the story in the Torah?
It was the week before Jesus died. I mean, the days before Jesus died. They had
What's
something.
What's the story in the Torah?
I know it happened. Jesus was crucified sometime during this period, but I thought the story from the Torah is about when the Israelites got liberated from slavery in Egypt. I might be mistaken. I'm gonna check. And then they
What up, Van?
passing over of Jewish homes or some thing like that.
Mom Duke said that's today, Good Friday.
Oh, Good Friday is when he...
I was so surprised they gave me the day off of work for Good Friday. That's like a national holiday.
No, you need to be working.
I don't know. They just sent me. I woke up for work. I thought it was a regular day.
Yeah, you don't believe in that shit. There's
I
no reason
know.
why you should have off. You need to be working.
They didn't give me none of the Muslim holidays off, so you bet I'm taking the Christian
Oh, okay.
ones.
What holidays y'all don't celebrate? Muslims don't celebrate holidays.
No, we get the days off in Eid after Ramadan. We have two
Ramadan?
Eids.
Yeah.
We have the huge Eid al-Fitr when you break your fast, and then you have another Eid where you just have to like donate lamb to like poor people. That's the biggest one. That's like a whole week in like August, I think it was.
Well, I'm trying to send you this. We could go through some of the
I
comments.
thought it was here. Yeah, that is the Passover story in Judaism, but then the Christian one is about the crucifixion. How do I say that? Crucifixion.
It's been
Yeah,
a few
the
minutes
last
now, but
supper
Johnny
is
said you
Passover.
made some good points, and he was telling you that what you said was the truth.
Oh, I thought
You
he
were
was
talking
talking
about
to me.
homosexuals not being able to reproduce, and it's wrong all the way around. Van said, "What up, brothers?"
You sure that was about BJ? I said it when I was talking.
Johnny, you got to put a name on it, Johnny.
I'm not sure. Johnny,
He
please
said that's
clarify.
the truth, BJ.
Oh, yeah. But
That's
I
good
thought he
enough,
said the
Johnny.
good point
That's
one.
good enough for me, Johnny.
He said good point.
Never mind what
before.
Noah talking about. I'm still listening. I'm listening to y'all. Well, I just sent you a video. I want to play that clip and see what they think about what the pastor talking about. But yeah, I feel like to go back to the homosexuality thing, because we can't say we don't know if it's right or wrong, but if it was right, if you put all the homosexuals on an island, just with them, and leave them there, that island will be done off in 20, 30 years. It won't be no civilization there. It got to be wrong.
I just don't understand why you act like everybody wants to be gay, but they're restricted by the law.
You keep going. That's
Like,
the
what is
problem,
it
though.
now?
Ain't nobody saying everybody want to be gay.
You act like the world would end if they allowed gay people to get married. Everybody would go to the nearest man and just marry them.
I didn't say. I act like people don't know. They can't say if it's right or wrong. I don't care about people being gay. I'm not worried about it or nothing. We just talking. But it seems like when you ask someone, they don't know or they can't say. That's weird to me. That's the weird shit to me. It ain't about being worried or homophobic or none of that.
No, they will survive, bro, because nature gonna make a way.
Exactly.
How?
They will survive
It
because
happens.
nature.
Here we go.
It's about
And then
100
those
animals
women.
that you could put
Here we
all
go.
male on a deserted island, like you said, and somehow they gonna have some damn babies, some eggs or something.
Here we go.
Bro.
BJ, how come when men are in jail, they don't all come out of it married to each other?
Snakes, oysters, some birds do it. They change genders.
We talking about human beings.
Bro, we animals at the end of the day.
If you put two men on an island by themselves and come back
It's gone.
80 years later, it will be nothing but bones there.
Bro, I don't
But-
know how
but-
long it take. I don't know how long evolution take, but something's gonna happen.
Leave them on an island with fruit and vegetables, no animals. because
BJ.
They probably find a female sheep and try to reproduce with the sheep. Fruit and vegetables and
But-
two males or two women on the island. No civilization is coming from that.
But you just said if it's about gay and you want to put gays on the island, then you're gonna put gay females and gay males on that island, and they gonna reproduce themselves.
I didn't say that. See, you're changing.
Why are the women extinct in your scenario? Where did the women go?
So why?
I said two males or two women. Y'all trying to see? It's so hard because this how hard it is. You're trying to find a way for them to reproduce. That's what you're doing. Y'all trying to find a way for it to happen, and deep down inside, y'all know there's no way it would happen.
Because your hypothetical doesn't make sense. I don't think there's any way that could have happened, but I don't think there's any way that situation could ever happen. Where are the women? They went extinct? Like, even in your scenario, if all the women are there, but all the women are gay and all the men are gay, that makes sense as a hypothetical. But you saying all the women died and all the men is gay.
I didn't say that.
Well,
You
that's
keep
scenarios.
putting you got to turn that lawyer shit off, man. You keep putting words in my
doesn't
mouth, man.
turn
I
off.
did not say that. I said you could simply do it. It could be a TV show. There's people that'll do it. You pay them millions to get them $1 million in a show
they ain't got
and
how
a
to do
camera
it,
and tell them to move to one of these islands that they be on. Ain't it naked and afraid? Is it so crazy to think that two gay people won't take some money to go to an island and live free and buy themselves and all that shit?
No,
all I'm
that
saying
makes
is,
sense.
if two gay people get stranded on an island, they will not reproduce.
I agree. But can we go 2 steps back to
Thank
why
you.
you presented that hypothetical? You presented that hypothetical because you were saying if we allow gay people to do what gay people do, then the world will just end. Civilization will end, right? Isn't that where we started?
No, that's not what I said.
Then why you was doing some sort of fear
No,
mongering?
I was just saying because
legalizing
my whole point is because when we bring it up, people act like they don't know if it's right or wrong. I could say homosexuality is wrong and still be all right, whatever. Y'all do y'all thing. I'm not saying they should be thrown in jail, killed, persecuted, none of that. I'm not saying the world will be over, none of that. I'm saying this is wrong, and this is how I'm proving to y'all that it's wrong. I guess y'all trying to prove to me that it's right. I don't know. But it's wrong. There's no way y'all can even prove that it's right. There's nothing positive coming out of two gay people. You put them anywhere.
You ready for this?
There's nothing positive coming out of not allowing them to get married. Carry on. What's that video?
Ask this question.
You're allowed to ask whatever you want, bro. It's your
What
podcast.
the internet's going to think, but you know how you stand on the Lord Jesus Christ, right?
Yep.
What about Allah? Minister Farrakhan is standing on Islam the same way you standing on Christianity. There's somebody standing on Buddhism the same way. When they say Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, they say Allah. Is that just one person?
When Jesus was alive on the earth, he said a statement that to this day is very controversial. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No human being can come to God but through me. That Jesus said something that was very exclusive, that the only pathway to God was through him. Jesus also told us that there is only one God, who is Yahweh, and that there is no other God, and that any other God is an idol and is not a true God. Now, Jesus taught that. So the whole issue about is Allah God and who's God is all depends on was Jesus telling the truth or was Jesus a liar. If Jesus is credible, then there is only one God, and the scriptures gave us his name. He is Yahweh, Jehovah. If Jesus is credible, there is no other God but Yahweh. If Jesus is credible, there are no multiple pathways to God except through him. If Jesus is credible, then the pathway to God is small, narrow, and exclusive if Jesus is credible. If Jesus is not credible, then there are multiple gods. If Jesus is not credible, there are multiple pathways to God. If Jesus is not credible, then Allah and Yahweh the same person. If Jesus is not credible, the decision we got to make is Jesus credible? Now, if a man can be crucified and buried and put in a tomb and was supernaturally raised from the dead and seen alive in history by over 400 eyewitnesses, I think that man is pretty credible, because Muhammad was a great leader, but he did not resurrect from the dead. Joseph Smith was a great leader, but he was not raised from the dead. Confucius was a leader, but he didn't. All these men were leaders, but they were not raised from the dead. But there is a man in history who is the progenitor of a major world faith, who was raised from the dead and seen alive. So now we got to determine, was that man credible? I believe that that man was credible. And because I believe he's credible, I have to believe what he says. It's not about my personal opinion. It's, do I believe Jesus was credible? If Jesus is credible, Nehemiah, then there is only one God who has a name, Jehovah, who has a name, Yahweh, who has a name, Elohim, who has a name, Lord, who has revealed himself in the pages of scripture, and that the only way to get to him is through his son, if Jesus is credible.
I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this question.
So, what's your thoughts on that? No.
I do think Islam really casts a lot of doubt on a lot of the things that Jesus was saying. I don't know if I want to go as far as to say Jesus was a liar, but if he thought he was the only channel to God, then he was definitely proven wrong by the Prophet Muhammad, who was regularly having conversations with God through the angel Jibreel. But yeah, I don't know about liar. It's just like, was he really saying that? He was saying he was the only channel to God? I mean, the whole Father, Son, and Holy Spirit thing is also just like disproven by Islam. Son definitely supposed to mean Jesus. Right, Bert? And is Kurt Christian?
Huh? Were you talking to me?
Christian? Or are you not our Bible consultant? Who's our Bible consultant?
Let me say this, and I've always had this question. You know, like the young man said, if Jesus is credible, but we talking about translation. We know that Jesus didn't say those words in English. Whoever translated what Brother Man was trying to interpret, they spoke different language. Do you know Arabic, Noah?
Yeah, it's my first language.
Do she know Arabic?
The word Allah to English, how would you say it?
Which word?
Allah.
If I were to translate it to English?
Yeah.
God.
What does it say?
God, but in the
Father.
I grew up having a translation book. They say Allah,
So
they write it out.
it's language, you know, like
Yeah.
you saying what language Jesus was talking in, and he called him, you know, Elohim, he called him Yahweh. If he interpreted it the wrong way, he would come up with Yahweh as opposed to, and it still says the same thing, which is God. God translated from other languages is the same God. It's no different. There is only one Allah. There is only one God, and it's the same thing, but it's different language. Like you're not gonna say two in
Yeah.
Spanish and say two. It translates. So whoever is translating what the Hebrew and Greek, what the language that Jesus spoke, who's to say what he said? I can't find that credible to say, well, this is King James version of what he said. Jesus didn't speak in English. He spoke in Hebrew, Greek. So,
So, Kurt, what point are you making right now? Are you saying Jesus is not credible?
I'm saying from how he was stating that Jesus
Right.
said, but that's his interpretation of what Jesus said. That there is only one God and his name is Yahweh, but his name is Allah in another language.
Yeah,
So
that's the same thing.
is Jesus a liar?
No, but he really, I would say the pastor is the liar, not Jesus.
Yeah.
The
Right.
pastor is the one saying most of that bullshit. Go ahead. Will, what you think?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's the person that translated what Jesus is supposed to be and said. He's the one that's telling lies. I mean, because though Jesus said certain words, how you translate it over to English, it doesn't mean the same thing. So I don't get that. So it's the messenger that's displaying the word according to his understanding. That's his story.
Right. So if Jesus was credible, the people retelling the story, every time they tell it, become less and less credible because they telling
It
their
comes
version
less
of
and
it.
less
Kurt made a
credible.
good point because Jesus spoke Aramaic.
Right.
Aramaic.
Mom said that in the comment.
Okay. So in the Aramaic language, there's no J, right?
I don't know.
She
No.
said
What
she said his
language do you
name
think about Aaron?
was Isa, ESA.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he's
he
not.
wrong about that
Yeah.
because he was saying, didn't he say no, he said Yahweh, right? Didn't he
Yahweh
say
would never be a word in Arabic. For Muslims, Yahweh and Allah are the equivalents in different languages. Yahweh is not a word; it's a Hebrew word. It would never be in the Quran.
I'm gonna make it simple. I just don't like the fact that he's going off of names. It seems very like
Yeah, especially when the three holy
childish.
books are in
His
different
story.
languages.
It seems childish. Like you sitting there and I don't know if he's a pastor, but that's what the title says. He's a pastor. As a pastor, if you're teaching someone who asks you a question, if your teachings is coming from names, it's only he said there's only one God and his name was Yahweh and da. You wrong, dog.
Yeah, and every prophet has like three names
That's
in
just
three
wrong right there.
languages.
That's just wrong. You know what I mean?
And you can
I
say that
can't.
about so many different prophets: Jesus,
Yeah.
Musa,
And then how you
Yusuf.
just
All of
gonna
them
put
have
it
three
on
names
Jesus?
in different languages.
If Jesus is credible, then if you don't go through him, you can't go to God. So you mean to tell me I gotta find Jesus? So right now, today, I gotta find Jesus to get to God? I never called on
Yeah.
Jesus ever. I never said Jesus, please. I was like, God, please, God.
Right.
You know what I
Somebody
mean?
asked if Jesus, he said Jesus was mentioned in the Quran, correct? Jesus was mentioned several times in the Quran. He's just not as central he's just a prophet, one of the many prophets. He's very highly revered and all that, but he was not crucified in the Quran. They say he was still alive and he was just raised up to heaven. He's mentioned like several times, but he's not just like the son of God. He's
So
mentioned,
even in the Quran, he was raised up to heaven?
yeah, they said he was raised up to heaven and that he'll come back before the day of judgment to like restore justice or something. But he wasn't crucified in the Quran, and like they didn't. The Quran and the Bible disagree on many of the like stories about Jesus, but they agree that Jesus could bring back people from the dead. They agree that Jesus and what's her name, that they had a baby. Jesus and Mary had a baby without having sex, but. Other stories they disagree on. The stories that make Jesus like the central prophet and the only messenger. Islam doesn't say that. It just says he's one of the prophets and messengers of God.
What Dawu said?
Well, see, that's another part of the Bible where I say there's a difference between the reality of it and the metaphoric part of the Bible according to his translation. We know that, like BJ was saying, if you put two men on an island, they'll cease to exist. Well, there is no way that we figured out as humans for a woman to come up just pregnant out of nowhere. Basically, it's saying that Jesus said to Joseph, "She is she is with child, and he is to be the Messiah." Right? Well, it was saying in the metaphor that God was putting the desire for Joseph to lay and impregnate her, and through that seed would come the Messiah. So Joseph and Mary had sex, and Jesus came of it. But a woman ain't gonna be just walking down the street, virgin, ain't never had none, ain't never seen none, and then all of a sudden she's fixing up pregnant. That's scientifically impossible
Yeah.
in human time. You know, so the metaphoric part of the Bible, when they interpret it, they making it seem like this is what the reality is. You know what I'm saying? But it's a metaphor to that whole story about the Mother Mary and Joseph.
Yeah.
Well,
But
let's
people
get to
have,
let's get to some of the comments, Will.
how it
Yes, sir.
happened. Not.
Jesus said Allah was his God and Yahweh is an attribute of God. Yahweh actually means the great I am, the eternal one. Allah means the one God. That's what Dawood said. Then he followed up with in Arabic, Hebrew, and Aramaic, God is Allah.
God is a lie. It's just one and the same. It's the same entity. It's not anything different. It's a different language.
Van said to get the true meaning of what Jesus said, you have to speak the language that he spoke.
That's a fact, man.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
He said, why are we talking about the pastors when the majority of the disciples wrote the books, if I'm not mistaken? Jesus didn't write the books. The disciples, Jesus spoke the words.
The hang-alongs wrote it. The homeboys.
That's telling the story of how people live today. You come up with a partner, y'all doing y'all thing, and he'll be the first one to cross you out. He'll be the first one to cut your throat and watch you fall.
I don't even believe the whole story of Jesus dying and
Coming back 3 days later.
I don't believe that. I don't believe
First of all, man is not. And you know what? A pastor told me this. He was studying theology. He said the whole metaphor about Jesus dying and raising from the dead, it's, thought is really the cause of it all. It's the thought, okay? When Jesus got crucified for what it was he was teaching, it elevated into his disciples, and they started going different ways and started changing it. And now it's no longer what Jesus taught. It's all kinds of versions. See, if you keep telling this a story by different languages, different people, the whole meaning of it changed. What they brought to America is King James version of what the disciples and all of them taught. You know what I'm saying? Christianity didn't exist until hundreds of years after so-called Christ was dead. So if it didn't exist until after he was dead, what was he teaching? He wasn't teaching Christianity. He was not. They didn't have Christianity come over into that part of the world until well after like the Roman Empire and all of that. So I don't get this. They what's the word? Deified, or how Muslims say they blow themselves up and they become martyrs. What they did was Jesus, they deified him and made him look like Charlton Heston and hung him on a cross and said he rose from the dead and did all of this stuff. There's no historical proof of that I have found. You know what I'm saying? Yes, his thought rose from the dead, where they buried him, and there were some disciples that continued to teach the teachings of what Jesus taught, and not what man was turning it into. Because church and state rose together. That's why in the Constitution of America, they got a separation of church and state. Because the church has so much power and the state has so much power. Notice they didn't put all of the books in the Bible that they were supposed to. They had them in the basement of the Vatican.
What you was about to say, Noah?
I was about to say about that comment that was talking about Yahweh, and like being an attribute of God rather than like the whole naming thing is a little stupid because the Prophet Muhammad and the Quran both said that there's 99 names of God in Islam, and all these names are just attributes. That's where my name comes from. Al Nur is the 93rd name, and then my brother's name Al Kareem is like the 92nd name, and they're all descriptions: the generous, the Almighty, the forgiving. So how are we going to draw all these distinctions when God literally has 99 names and it's in the Quran and the Prophet Muhammad said that? Like it's not a real distinction. All of these words are just attributes, like describing who God is and what attributes he's supposed to have.
Let me ask y'all something, man. If y'all had a transgender child, right? Would y'all refer to him as the gender that he identifies as? If your son wanted you to call him a girl, if Sam, your son Sam, decide that he's Samantha now, would you be with that?
Like, would I call him what he wants to be called? I'd call him whatever the hell he wants.
Okay, so that's a yeah.
But does it necessarily have to be like, is he coming out to me and telling me this is my new name? I'm whatever, or is it just
he's a transgender? Your son is a girl now. Sam is Samantha now. Wig, dress.
Like, what am I gonna keep calling him Sam? Just
like Dwayne Wade and his son, right? So you're gonna call him Samantha.
I think the only two options in that point is to either abandon him and kick him out, or to call him what he wants to be called. Like, it would be really strange for you to keep him around and just keep calling him what he doesn't want to be called. I don't think that's gonna cause anything. You think he's just gonna get convinced of it? You think you could convince Sam to stay Sam if you just keep calling him Sam while everybody else calls him Samantha? Like, what's the point of calling him by a name that he doesn't want to be called as? Are you gonna change him back?
But what about you, Kurt?
First, I'm gonna give him or her their respect. I'm gonna let them know that I don't think it's right. But if that's the name that he or she attached to themselves, all right, you want to be a chick, you want to be a woman, all right, Miss Melton, fuck you. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I can't make you be something that you ain't gonna be. If you're gonna be that way, then that's on you. I don't have to agree with it because I don't have to lay in bed and face whatever penalty if there is a penalty to it. I don't have to face that. Will I accept you for who you are? If that's who you want to be, that's what you are. That's what you are. I can't make people be what they don't want to be. Like, I can't make people not want to sell dope if they want to sell dope. All right, do you? I ain't gonna hate you no more. I'm gonna let you know that it's wrong in the eyesight of God, and I don't subscribe to it. But if that's who you are, that's who you want to be that. You have to face that judgment, not me. It's not.
Will, what you think?
I ain't respecting it. If me and his mom named him John, that's what I'm calling him, or I'm just not calling him at all. He keeping the same pronouns. We're not going from he to she or him to her. I ain't going. Like, if that causes us to to have a fractured relationship, then so be it. It was obviously, if my son want to be a woman, then we ain't got the relationship I thought we had no damn way. I felt like I ain't did my job. We took a wrong turn somewhere.
Did we? Zah said we muted him.
No, he active.
He active. I told him he was gone. I was like, man, you gone. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't see him.
He don't got his camera on, right?
Yo.
There you go, Zah. My bad.
Yeah, y'all muted me, man. That's crazy, man. Y'all got me out of there like that.
Will is
Get
out of here, man. They done muted me out of the whole movement, man. That's crazy, yo. I'm a
You had left.
I thought he was gone.
He was
a
gone.
call came in. It's going to interrupt it while I'm on the phone.
So that's our fault.
Interrupt the show.
Will, you
Nah,
gotta stop censoring
y'all
people.
muted me. You had to mute me because
No,
I
you
was
muted
never gone.
yourself.
I can't mute myself. Every time I was
If you
off,
answered the other
every
call,
time
What?
if I
When
go
you answered
listen,
the other
You pick up
call,
the call.
yeah.
y'all not even understanding what I'm saying. If
Nah, we
I
can't
go,
understand that.
No,
bro,
I
when a phone,
understand because they
when,
put me in the closet
here we
before.
fucking go.
nah, when a phone call come in, it'll take me off. But soon as I hit the end button on the phone call, I should be right back on.
Oh no. You
Nah,
gotta take that up with StreamYard.
What I'm trying to. What did you just hit? What did you just hit for to get me back on, Will?
I added you to
They
the
took you
stage.
out the closet. They took you
Huh?
out the
Yeah, they
closet.
put me in the closet. Y'all put me in
they
the
brought you
closet.
out the closet,
Yeah,
Zach.
yeah, they put me in the closet, man. Will put me in the closet, man. That's what happened, brother.
They
Hey,
did me the same way.
Yeah, y'all stuffed me in the closet, man.
hey,
I'm over here
hey,
fucking.
Zah. Hey, Zah. If your son was Sam
Hey,
in
yo, BJ,
transition,
I'm listening to all that. He's Sam, bro. I'm not dealing with him. He's Sam, man. He's not Samantha, bro. We are not doing Samantha, man. He's Sam,
We're
and
not
that's
doing-
it. Or we not. Don't come around me, Sam. You're not Samantha. I didn't name you Samantha, bro. Nah, you're not coming around me anyway, bro. Because I ain't gonna want to have nothing to do with you, bro. Like
I agree with
that's me.
Shakura.
that's a
I
fact.
agree with Shakura. I would teach him that, but it's like once it's got to that point, I don't think there's no convincing him
I
that
can't even
he's
see the
Sam.
comment. What she said?
She's
Parents
saying,
are
"What's
supposed to
wrong with
teach their
telling your
children.
son the truth? He will
Oh,
never be a girl. Parents are supposed to teach their children."
Yeah.
I agree. I could teach him that. I could try to get through to him, but I just feel like for me, it's like a type of mental situation where once a
Yeah,
kid has decided he's a girl,
yeah.
you really think you can walk him back? Like, unless he's really young and he's just being stupid, if a 16-year-old comes up to you, you think you can really convince him, no, you a boy, you Sam, you Sam, you Sam. No, I think at that point, it's either break off the relationship or call him Samantha.
I
I don't think
agree.
there's
I
no
agree
walking
with
back.
that. No, I agree with that. I think when they get to that point, I think is you
It's
too far
done.
gone. I think they too far gone.
Can't just keep calling him
Me,
Sam.
yeah, I
What
ain't
if
with
he
that,
wants
man.
to be called Hitler or stupid?
I ain't with that.
Will you take that one?
What's read the comment, Will?
No, you gotta pass, man. You with family. What if
I
he
don't
wants to
take
be
no
called
offense.
Hitler or stupid nigga? What if he wants to be a mass murderer or arsonist? What if he wants to be the son of Satan? We really gonna support all of that?
Basically,
No. I'm not gonna support it. If I tell you I'm gonna call him Samantha, it's just I'm gonna have to make an assessment. Do I want to lose my kid or do I want to call him Samantha? I'm not gonna keep yelling
Your
Sam,
kid
Sam,
already
Sam, Sam,
lost
Sam.
if you
Yeah,
want to be
yeah.
a girl.
You already lost your kid.
Well, I'm
You're,
gonna see. Do I want a new kid called Samantha or do I want to lose
yeah,
all of my
you
kids? What
already
if he's my
lost your
only
kid.
child? Like, I really want to just have no kids
Hey,
suddenly?
that's what if you watch that interview with Elon Musk, remember when he was sitting there, I actually thought his kid died. as serious as he was saying it, he like, yo, they killed my son.
No, we got a comment for you.
Thank you, Shakura. I appreciate it. I don't take no
What
passes.
she
That
said,
shit
I
is a
can't.
trap.
It's okay, Nora. You can say it. I'm assuming
Oh,
I
the
was
N
gonna offend
word.
somebody.
wow.
Thank you, Shakura.
Noah family for real. Hey, yeah, because even Elon Musk was like, yo, they killed my son. They killed my son. He talking about his son that transitioned to the stuff they gave him to help his transition to, I guess, a girl now or whatever. Elon Musk. That's what made him jump on Trump's side. That was the transition right there. His child. That was it. Because he wasn't even rocking with Trump.
Right.
When they did that, the woke agenda. He said he has a vendetta against the whole woke agenda.
So if we blame parents for their child sexuality, so what they saying? Elon Musk did something to his kid and he wanted to continue the lifestyle?
No, it wasn't Elon. It was well, he signed some stuff. I guess his baby mother and some other people was telling him that the medicine and stuff they was giving him was supposed to help him, with whatever he was going through, and it actually transitioned him into, whatever the hell he was transitioning into.
So
But
the
Elon is
richest
against
man
that.
in the world was giving his son some gay medicine, and then he was mad because he was gay.
Well, I don't think he was giving his son gay medicine. I think he was going with the people that he trusted, his son's mother and whoever else, and
They turned
went along with it. And then when he found out what they really was doing, he's against it. You know, me, I ain't with it. Yeah, I ain't with it at all. I ain't with it at all. Nah, you can't even stay in my house. You gotta go take your punk ass to your mother's house, man.
Then he gonna affect the other kids.
Yeah, that shit is a disease.
BJ, what if you was living with his mother? You would be fine with him, like potentially being.
If his mother was with it,
no. What if you was living with your mother and there was no option of take your punk ass to your mother? It was like you was living in the same house.
yeah, somebody gotta go.
Place.
Me, him.
You would be like,
them.
go to the street.
I ain't living with that.
I'm
not about to see that every day. Not about to see that every day. You're not even about to influence the other kids to experimenting and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not. I'll go.
In the streets.
Yeah, nah, I ain't with that. Play that video right quick, Will. I want to get their thoughts on Sister Angie. Sister Angie actually is living what we was talking about with her son.
Not happy 1% have attempted suicide. 48% have become homeless. 47% have become addicted to drugs and substances. And 29% have actually had to engage in sex work.
You're not going to guilt me into accepting him as a woman because you feel like if he makes a bad decision, that it's going to be my fault. No. If he were to listen to me, I wouldn't have to worry about those things. Because let's talk about some of those numbers that you mentioned. Even when Joe Biden, during his presidential debate, was talking about legalizing young children transitioning, he said his reason was because so many transgender women of color had been murdered. And he said, I think the number now is up to 17. Now, as a leader in the black community, there are thousands of black men that have been murdered. But you won't hear Joe Biden talk about that because those black men did not have a wig on. So I'm not going to elevate. Excuse me. I'm not done.
Politics.
I'm not going to elevate. I'm not going to elevate the issue of transgenderism over black men because at the end of the
Damn, I cut it short. My bad. Oh, that may be just a. Did it end?
That was the end of it.
Okay, so basically she was saying because they're black men regardless. So she said she's not gonna take the issue of transgenders over black men dying, thousands of them dying daily. And see, no, that's the thing. We're not saying that it's not like we're scared or worried about this, that, and the third. It's the point of they hijacked the civil rights movement, the black movement. They hijacked our what they be getting, civil rights. Yeah. It's like they hijacked that between the illegal immigrants period, and the homosexuals. They're getting the stuff that we were supposed to be getting. My ancestors were supposed to be getting that. My ancestors fought and died for and got beat up for. That's what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? When the president and leaders in this country are making homosexuality and this gender shit a top priority, we ain't with that. We ain't making that a top priority over everything else we got going on, especially when it comes to our community. It's only our community going through this shit. It's only the black community going through this. It's only the black community divided over homosexuality, religion, politics, you know what I'm saying? And whatever else.
We allowed
we
them
can't
to
agree on
change
shit.
The black movement, African American movement to minority.
Yeah.
And everybody who's not a white male is a minority.
Yep.
So we
the Asians.
Joke's on us again.
Yeah, everybody's a minority now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we saying. What y'all think about that mother? That's Angela Stanton, her son. It didn't go all the way through, but her son was up there too, dressed as a girl, whatever. And she was basically letting them know, like, yo, I ain't with that. No.
Yeah. Wu said if he old enough to make that decision, he old enough to move up.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that probably, and 9 times out of 10, that's what probably happened when the parent does not accept their child as that, there becomes a swimmer. And they're going to go on and they're going to do whatever it is they're going to do. Remember this one thing, and my mama used to teach me. I got you until you're grown. From that point on, whatever decision you make, you have to live with that. You, not me. It is no different if my daughter grew up and became a hoe on the street. No, I don't agree with that. But if that's what she gonna do it. No, hey, I taught you better than that. But if that's what you're choosing to do, that's your choice. You have to pay the penalty for that. Not me.
I think it's hard to blame the parents now because it's so much stuff that works against the parents. You know what I mean? It's so when they go to school, they promoting the shit. And then they passed the law. California passed the law where if your child goes to school and decides to identify as whatever they feel like identifying, the school don't have to notify you. That's working against the parent. Really, in all reality, people,
Well,
I'm 50-50 on that. But at the end of the day, the parent only really has 4 to 5 hours a day with the child, if that.
Right.
The child is at school 7-8 hours a day. You're at work. You come home for 2-3 hours, maybe interact with the kid or whatever. They eat, whatever. Everybody sleep. It's time to do it all over again. You're not really going to have that much time and influence over your child unless you're really there all the time. And you can't be, and I explain this all the time to people. Yeah. I cannot hold my kids' hands. I didn't have nobody holding my hand. Wasn't nobody holding my hand. Wasn't nobody. I was crossing them streets through Brooklyn 9 years old, 10 years old.
I think there's different degrees of that. Like the parents that genuinely get shocked when their kid just suddenly goes out and shoots up a school and is like, oh, I don't know nothing. He was just at school all the time and he would go up to his room directly and whatever. It's like there's a certain type of oversight that's expected of a parent in a world where your kid is a loner in school half the time, where you can't just let him go up to his room all day and then suddenly be like, oh my God, he was planning a shooting this whole time. Like, you gotta kind of talk to him. You gotta, like, there's a certain degree of oversight that's expected of a parent so that they're not surprised by things like, oh, like, obviously the school shooter is an extreme, but even like the transgender thing, like, you really didn't see it coming. Like, you really did not see, like, I find it so hard to believe that your kid just wakes up one day transgender and you never saw the signs. Like, I see sometimes it walking weird and I'm like, oh my God, that kid, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you see those.
Yeah, they'll show feminine traits and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's like, it's like your kind of responsibility to really try to, not even like just try to really understand where that's coming from or speak to your kid about it, or not just be like totally, So a lot of parents will just demonize that so much that the second their kid starts to exhibit feminine traits, they kind of take a step back and they feel like, oh, this kid is like, not the kid they wanted to have. So it's like you're not supposed to take a step back when you see those signs. You're supposed to take a step forward and be more involved in what your kid is doing and where your kid is at and who your kid is around and what your kid is watching. And
Zai, you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can y'all
what
hear
you
me?
think?
Say it again.
Never mind.
Also,
be said, man. I've been listening with y'all. Y'all going crazy, bro. Y'all going crazy, bro. Y'all going ham on this shit, bro. My dude, like my ear is.
What you think, man? What you think,
this, bro? Like I'm discombobulated, man.
Stuck on Samantha.
What I'm hearing, brother.
Hey, look. What you think as far as with the kids or with the kids that the parents that do you think that's the parents' fault?
I heard you said they're letting them go to school and they don't have to call the parents or whatever to let them know, whatever side they're taking or whatever.
Yeah.
With their gender. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's why I said you got people working against you as a parent with your own kid, bro.
That's what I was basically saying, because we tend to blame the parents. Well, the parents gonna take some blame. But it's a lot of things where it's way more things working against the parents than there are working with the parents. Social media, TV, friends, school, everything. You know what I'm saying? And a parent can't be there. When they get to a certain age, a parent can't just be there. You could teach a child everything right. Everyone, no one, 90%, 95% of parents teach their children good, right? Right or wrong. Difference between right and wrong.
Right.
Teach them to do the right thing. I don't think anyone's really teaching their child to do the wrong thing. Some are.
Right.
5% probably are.
I think
But
it's just neglect. It's just neglect, not seeing, not looking hard enough.
it gets to a point when they get to a certain age, where it's like it's really nothing you could do. They gotta crash. Some of them gotta hit their head. Some of them gotta crash. I was one of them kids. I had to crash. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's life. Sometimes they gotta learn on their own. You could teach them everything right, you know. They gotta learn on their own.
Gotta experience it for themselves.
Yeah. Hard headed. I was hard headed. A lot of these kids are hard headed. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
No, this one I thought about you as soon as I saw it. Prince Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia has banned all public displays of support for Palestine. Quoted him saying, "Palestinian cause is not my cause. I only care about the cause of my people and my country." Whoa. Did you see that?
No. When he said that.
You didn't see that?
No, I want to see wait, he said it in English. Gotta be a translation error.
Stop with your bullshit.
That's crazy. I'm looking it up right now. I didn't see that.
Let me look at that. Let me look it up. That's what you think? Speak on that while I look.
I mean, obviously, whether he said that word for word or not, like that's the general sentiment of Saudi Arabia. Like they've completely abandoned this cause, but they're like more worried about their nuclear project. But I think it's bullshit. Because they acting like they're getting, I don't know, it's just become all about money with these countries, and like it's just not worth it for them. And I think they like at this point, with the whole Trump plan to kick everybody out of Palestine, like it's just gotten to a point that's further than any point before. Like they're literally just saying everybody's gonna get kicked out, it's not gonna be there no more. So I think a lot of these Arab countries is just anticipating that this whole thing is just gonna be over and Palestine is just gonna disappear within like probably 20, 30 years. So it's just not a fight that's worth fighting for them. And it's kind of been like that since the 80s. So it was obviously going to get to that point. It's a lot of weak leaders, a lot of people that's not willing to actually fight for a cause that's bigger than themselves. Everybody's just fighting for money for my country and my tiny little borders. And it's just, yeah, the consequence of having weak leaders run rich countries for 4 or 5 decades.
Yeah, it says he told the Secretary of State that on a
Yeah, because they don't really be doing press releases or public statements like that. That's why I was surprised, like to say something like that. It was probably something said in private to a politician, and then the politician.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I didn't know Saudi Arabia and Palestine had issues.
I mean, it's not like they had issues. They really just the entire Gulf just normalized relations with Israel in like the 90s, 2000s.
Over Kuwait?
What do you mean? Saudi Arabia's issues with?
Yeah, it says they have tensions. It prompted tensions between Saudi Arabia and Palestine. Since a few of the something as Kuwait. As Kuwait is Saudi Arabia's cultural and political ally. This prompted tensions between Saudi Arabia and Palestine.
I mean, publicly, Saudi Arabia always used to still support Palestine's statehood publicly. It's not like they ever really had beef officially and like would say anything against Palestine. They just completely normalized their relations with Israel and accepted that Israel is a country. But they don't got real like problem. They've never publicly. That's, you know what I mean? Like everything they say like that is just in private conversations. And now is the worst time it's ever been. But like, if you look at what they've said, Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and like the United Arab Emirates, they've always said like Palestine deserves to be a free state, this is that. But their actions, they were selling all their petrol and all that. They were selling to Israel. They had normal deals with them. They just accepted it as a country.
Hey, what y'all think about
I guess the Gulf.
What y'all think about Carmelo Anthony, the kid that stabbed the kid at the track meet?
That boy should
That's
walk.
about the biggest story in the world right now.
He should go free.
Carmelo Anthony in Texas, Frisco. They was at the track meet, I guess last week or something like that. He was under a tent that was for, I guess, the other team. They came over there, two twin brothers, told him to move. He told him he ain't going nowhere and don't touch me. One of the brothers decided to touch him, grab him or whatever. We spoke about this.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
And he stabbed him. He killed him. He's out on bail now, house arrest and stuff. They just had a press conference. The father of the deceased showed up to the press conference. The lawyer got him escorted out. What y'all think? What y'all thoughts on that, man? Y'all think he's gonna, self-defense will be
Who was that again, BJ? Who was that?
Carmelo, a kid named Carmelo Anthony out of Texas.
Okay. I thought you were talking
They
about
was at a
Carmelo
track
Anthony.
meet.
Okay, it was a kid named Carmelo.
And the kid like grabbed him to move him from under their tent. This is over a tent.
Yeah.
And he stabbed the kid.
So the facts coming out slowly but surely because the twins, they didn't have no business being up there either. They're not even on the track team. They football players.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, and then I seen today that he didn't even have a knife. He had a sharpener for his cleats.
I saw that.
So he didn't have a weapon, well, an item that was supposed to be used as a weapon. So he didn't have a knife, like they were saying.
Yeah.
He wasn't the initiator, the instigator. He told him, "Put your hands on me and watch what happens." And they proceeded to put their hands on him, and then now we see what happens.
It's a whole black-white thing right now, of course.
It's definitely black-white.
Sound like self-defense.
They got his GoFundMe taken down.
Hold the question. In Texas, this might be some more. In Texas, do they got a stand your ground law?
Of course, it's Texas. What? Texas
Okay.
invented that shit.
So why come that doesn't apply to this young black kid?
Because he's black. Come on, why even ask that? We know why.
Let's not get
crazy.
Yeah, come on now. He's black. Come on.
He should use the same defense that anybody else, any one of them white guys that he killed some black guy walking on the street and said he stood his ground. Especially he was attacked by bigger boys that put their hands on him under the stand your ground laws. He's supposed to walk.
They're actually attacking the judge who reduced his bond from $1 million to $250,000. They're attacking her now.
Yeah, they're gonna vote her out.
Yeah, was she a black woman?
Yes.
Yeah, I seen all that bullshit. I sent you one of them on Instagram talking about we don't like black women don't care about when it's a white victim. Like
no, they're trying to say, black lives don't matter. She's a Democrat.
No, it's stupid.
They were politicized. Let's talk about law. There's a stand your ground law. If people put their hands on him, he has the right to stand his ground.
I agree with you, Kurt. I agree with you. I'm upset with a lot of my conservative black folk, Trump supporting black folk that's YouTubers and stuff. I've been watching them react to this whole thing, and
they act like he ain't supposed to defend himself.
Man, they some suckers, man. The Cartier family, they were my favorite. I would unsubscribe, but I get a lot of my content from them. so I'm gonna continue to use them for content. But other than that, I don't like them at all. I don't like them. They don't piss me off with that shit.
All four of them was with the bullshit?
All four of them, bro. It's not one nigga up there talking about anything other than them niggas some suckers. I actually wish everybody's commenting, but yeah, we gonna tag them on something. We gonna clip something and tag them on something, cause what they saying is some sucker shit. Oh, he shouldn't have done this. Oh, you take it to that extreme, and matter of fact, we could play some of it. But it's just like, bro, first of all, the kid is like 200 and something pounds, and it's both of them. It's two twins. It's two of them.
He by himself.
they talking about he was wrong. He shouldn't have had a knife. He was wrong. Okay, yeah, that may be true. But let's not
Okay,
skip the fact that he was wrong by touching him.
Yeah.
Right. If he would have never touched them, this would have never happened. They could have kept saying words, but if he would have never touched, who made you the authoritative figure to move somebody physically from under a tent and it's pouring down raining? This is the other part people don't understand. It's pouring down raining, and them dudes talking about, because they ran track and all that. So they like, oh yeah, you know how to track. You're not supposed to be under this tent. Then you're not supposed to be on the tent. We just did the same thing. Y'all would have got the same result. Ain't nobody moving me from up underneath.
One of y'all would have been holding the other while he died, just like his brother was holding him.
His brother did. And
people who talk like that never been through nothing. They never been jumped. They never been.
Yeah, they showing
they never been bullied.
They showing they
y'all never came outside. Yeah, y'all. And if they brothers, it's for y'all. Nobody's fucking with y'all.
And then they act there saying, "Well, what is he doing with a knife? Why not? Why not? Why not have something to protect yourself?"
I had a knife in
this
my
world,
pocket
they shooting
since
up
I was
schools
12,
left and
bro.
right. They shot up Florida State School.
You.
They shot this. Why not? And then come to find out it's not even a knife.
It's not even a knife.
What is it? What was it?
A cleat sharpener.
Cleat sharpener. You know the shoes that they run in?
Oh, really?
It's a cleat sharpener.
Oh, that's clutch for him.
And Will, you just brought something to my attention. They wasn't even supposed to be there, but he was. He was supposed to be there.
It's a school tent, first of all. It's not their personal tent.
That's another thing. Who are you to say you under my tent? Our tent. What are you talking about? Go get an adult then. You know what I mean?
Going back to the law, under the stand your ground law, if you feel as though reasonably that you are in danger when the white boy put his hands on him, you have the right to stand your ground. That's the law.
Okay, so in defense of that, to play devil's advocate, they're saying there was no immediate threat on his life.
It doesn't have to be on your life. It has to be any sort of use of unlawful force or bodily or grievous bodily harm, which is very much the two big men.
Also, they're saying, the threat didn't justify him stabbing him. So these are the things that they're saying that's going against him.
But he did touch him, right? Like no, he said touch me and see what happens.
And he touched him. He grabbed him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it really might be critical that thing that he stabbed him with was
something he was supposed to have.
Because if it was a knife, I think in Texas the law is that you have to reasonably believe that it's necessary to protect yourself from bodily harm, and you have to be not engaged in anything criminal at the time. So if you were possessing a weapon illegally and you're already doing something criminal, illegal possession, then you can't meet the stand your ground standard. But if you're actually a cleat sharp,
that's not true.
Bodily harm, then you meet both like prongs.
That ain't true. Stand your ground and stand your ground.
If you're doing criminal activity, you don't have stand your ground. That's why a lot of people say, like, if you're committing a robbery, you don't have a stand your ground rights. If you're engaged in any criminal activity, you don't have stand your ground rights.
No.
Yes.
I know. I've been locked up with plenty of people. I know plenty of people that was selling drugs. Went to sell. My homeboy was at the strip club and went to sell 2 bricks. And niggas tried to rob him. He killed one of them. He got off. They charged him with the he got away with the work and all. He got away. Actually, they charged him for the gun. They charged him for the gun. Yeah, it don't a robbery, of course, because you're robbing someone. But you could be a convicted felon
and
have a gun on you. You're not supposed to have a gun. But if I could, as a convicted felon, I could still shoot somebody and kill them as self-defense. I could still use the self-defense. I'm just gonna go to jail for the gun.
No, I think it depends on what crime, because I know it's definitely any felony. And even in some states, it's even if you're fleeing from the committing of a crime, or if you've attempted to commit a crime but you haven't committed it, you were deprived of your stand your ground rights. And there's some misdemeanors that are listed, but not all of them. But it just might be that whatever the hell that person was doing wasn't on the list in that state. It's not like it's every single crime. But I know for a fact that there's like at least 2 cases I know of where somebody didn't have stand your ground rights because they were like running away from this crime or they were.
When you running away, that's not self-defense. Anyone who is fleeing is
Yeah,
not
but if
self-defense.
you're running away and then somebody comes up to you, some random person comes up to you and says, "Give me all your," if you just robbed somebody, I know one of these stories from Oman too. If you just robbed somebody and you got the shit with you, and somebody else comes to rob you from what you just robbed somebody of, and then you use deadly force against them, you don't have self-defense rights.
That's a case that
In
you're
like
working on?
states. No, I heard that story, and then Omar was telling me that guy didn't get self-defense, and there's no self-defense, and this is that. And I was saying it's not like there's
Don't believe Omar jail stories, man. He
that was out of
believe
jail.
in some bullshit somebody told him.
Because he keeps telling me ain't no self-defense laws, this is that. And every time he come up with a story, it's like somebody that was already doing some felony shit.
Nah, I don't believe that shit. Omar, he told the story wrong anyway. Gucci man, convicted felon. When he killed homeboy,
who tried to rob him.
They slapped him, pistol whipped him and all that. He pulled his pistol out and stuff. Shot homeboy. Gucci man was a convicted felon at the time. Mm-hmm. He went and did time for the gun. He went and did 2 years for the gun. You beat the murder. Mm-hmm. If it's justifiable that it's self-defense, you will beat the murder. You'll beat the murder every time.
But like you said, to play devil's advocate, the police not going through all of that. They got a call that somebody was injured, stabbed, or whatever the case may be. They pulled up. The little black dude was running. He done said some shit to the police he should have never said. Yeah, I stabbed him. Is he okay? And they only got the brother's story. Oh, this dude was trying to take our shit and he stabbed my brother. He's going to jail. They're not going through all that. Who hit who first? The boy dead. He getting locked up. It's for the judge and the attorney to figure that shit out later. He's going to jail that day. Fuck right, wrong, self-defense, stand your ground. The police not going through all that.
They're saying because he only pushed them too. Like it wasn't like a real threat of,
Yeah, they said he got to get with his attorney and come up with his own story.
I don't like his attorney neither.
BJ, the other case that I was citing was Dawkins and State in Oklahoma, where somebody was protecting himself in self-defense, but he used an illegal weapon with deadly force to stand his ground. And the court said that a person has a right to expect absolute safety in a place that they have a right to be, but they must not be engaged in unlawful activity, and so that he was deprived of his rights in Oklahoma. Because Oklahoma includes gun possession, but I'm saying it's not all states that include possession as one of those crimes that deprives you of that right. In some states, it has to be a violent felony. It can't be a possession felony. But I know in Oklahoma, even possession will deprive you of that right.
So what was that? No, what was that in Oklahoma?
I'll just send it to you. It's Dawkins and State in 2011.
I want to look that up. Go ahead.
But like you said, it's the Cartier family has a nice little platform, and they irresponsible for their take on that. If we our own worst enemy, bro. If you don't really have nothing positive to add to the dialogue, just shut your fucking mouth. When them white people be dead ass wrong, them school shooters, them white supremacists, they won't say shit. They ain't gonna get on here and condemn their people like we do. We are our own worst enemy. Like if Puffy guilty, he deserved to be in jail. R. Kelly, if he guilty, he deserved to be where he at. But those, like we said, the Caucasian entertainers and Weinstein getting charged with sex trafficking, them white folks ain't said shit about that man. They let the police do their job like we should.
Straight up.
As soon as we get a little piece of a story, we dog each other
he ain't
out.
Shit. You know what I mean? Nigga ain't shit.
Right. I knew the motherfucker wasn't right.
No.
The way the judge was getting dragged was crazy. Like it's a hate crime for a black judge to be slightly lenient on a black defendant because of the
imagine that.
fight.
Right. She been on the bench 20 something years. Now all of a sudden she ain't worth a damn. She got it.
And $250,000 is still crazy. Like it's not like she made it like no bail or some crazy shit like that. Like she just lowered his bail.
And to that,
I'll say free that young man.
Yeah.
He ain't did nothing wrong.
It's like you said, we know how the world works. We know how America works. It's a hot topic. So anything to keep a little something diversity going or division, right? Division going, because now they're saying the money that they donated for his legal fees or his bond, they used some of that money to move with or buy a house or something.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's
I saw the
ridiculous,
press
bro.
release of the woman saying that
The
they
truth
did
of the
it.
matter is, his family already had money. His family already, the dad had a good job. They went and bought another house because they felt unsafe where they was at.
They definitely going to be unsafe in the whole city.
They need to
So
get guns.
That's it.
if we moved to a gated community where he could put some security on his family, I would have did the same thing.
I'm still
But
reading it, Noah, because they appealed it.
So he was guilty at first?
Yeah, they
What
appealed
happened
it.
to the appeal?
It's a lot though. It's like 20 something, but they appealed it, and it says appellant had an absolute right to use lethal force to repel an unlawful intruder. Therefore, he is immune from prosecution, and his conviction for manslaughter in violation of his legal rights must be vacated and dismissed. The
Did they win that
instruction on
appeal?
section 1289.25 was inaccurate and confusing and did not properly convey the law to the jury. Irrelevant instructions coupled with the prosecutor's misleading argument
But the
Dawkins was
judgment was
not legally
affirmed.
entitled to act in self-defense, violating the 14th Amendment to the boom, 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 and 20. Evidence of fight was never contested by. So I guess
They made good arguments to appeal it, but they affirmed the judgment. They didn't reverse it.
they didn't reverse
So
it.
you on just
Where you
scroll
see
to
where you see that at the bottom?
at the bottom. Are you on Justia with the website?
Wait,
It's like 22, 23, the decision, paragraph 22 and 23.
oh, decision, yup.
Yeah, you right, Shakira. Because the last thing I seen on it that GoFundMe took their
dang it, someone-
their donation page down. So whatever those other stories floating around, whatever money they had or received, it wasn't from the GoFundMe page. You're right.
Oh, so the judgment and sentence of District Court of Hughes County is affirmed. What affirm mean? That means
Affirm means they're keeping the first
it keep
judgment.
it
Yeah.
stands. Well,
They are,
yeah.
like it's a big.
I don't fuck with Oklahoma, but
Stay your ass up out of there.
yeah, I ain't messing with Oklahoma. But my man got to go do time in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
right
this is
now.
the worst
You told
time,
me
worst
about
place
that.
to be a criminal.
Yeah, he got to go do time in Oklahoma, 15 years or something like that. 10,
10.
15, something.
If we talking about the same person.
Yeah, you
That whole shit was dumb.
Yeah, that
The-
shit
all
was
of it.
crazy.
All
That
of it
shit
was dumb.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was
I
wild.
swear to God, I was screaming
How many
the whole
miles is
night.
it from where y'all block to out there?
BJ, BJ, y'all should thank me why Omar not going to jail in Oklahoma. Y'all really got me to thank because I was screaming.
He was on the mission. He was
He
supposed to be on the mission.
was so keen to get in on that. So
Jesus.
no.
listen, man. I've been said this, man. Listen, man.
That was just when he started listening
It's not.
to me.
It's
that month.
every hood has this type of person, man.
Yeah.
Right. Noah definitely helped him save his life, right? He's not comfortable out here. he's just not. He can't function. He can't function out here. He functions in there. That's his world where he runs around and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has fun in there.
If
Out
he
here,
didn't have 17 kids in New York, I could have got him out. I think New York might be the problem.
it's too much freedom, Will. It's too much freedom.
Literally.
Nigga lose his mind with all this freedom.
Doing everything he can to go
Literally.
back.
Every
go
time
back,
he say
man.
anything, he's like, "You're not my parole officer. I could do anything." He just can't even. He can't comprehend freedom.
Yeah, so
15 years at our age, what they is, 39, 40?
Yeah, until 50.
42, 43.
You're gonna be back at 50.
No, hell no.
50 something, 52, early 50s.
No.
He'll get out in less time. If he got 10 to do, the deal was 10. He'll get
Oh,
out
it
in
was 10?
8 and a half.
Okay. I ain't know it was 10.
Yeah, I think he'll get
He'll
out
do
before
he'll
9.
do 6, 7.
That's a life sentence at
Yeah.
40.
But it's
Sure
his
is
first
for me.
time.
I'm telling. I'm telling on O.
I don't think there's anybody
he wanna go
valuable enough
anyway.
to tell on.
Go ahead,
the
bro.
problem. There's nobody to tell on that's valuable enough that they're gonna give you a better deal.
Go ahead,
Ain't
bro.
no big fish. It's all a bunch of small
Hey,
fish.
stop doing that shit, BJ. On this shit, man. Stop doing that, bro. You fucking man. Nigga said, "Oh, out of here." That's crazy.
Hey,
boy.
Zai, that's why I'm a truck driver, man. I stay out the way,
Hey,
man. Ain't no telling
you
what I
hear me,
might do.
man?
At this point in
man.
my life,
At this point,
I might ain't got that shit in me no more. Yo, that's why I stay out the way, man. I'm a truck driver. Ain't no telling what I might do in the interrogation room.
So you ain't got none of the code left in you.
Yo, ain't no telling what might break me in the interrogation room right now, nigga. They
He's
might
the one
put
person all my
Eli
trust.
on the phone. Eli might be like, "Dad, you need to tell. Come home."
Walk home tonight.
Eli, I'm coming home. Eli, I'm coming home.
I gotta make Omar watch this clip. He's the only person
I
he trusts.
tell him that shit. I tell him and Rel all the time. I told homeboy tell on them Asian niggas.
I'm telling you, they would have did it to him.
I told him, I said, man, tell on them Asian niggas, man.
What up, Josh? Where you been, bro?
Word, where the fuck Josh been at? Oh man.
Just keep Omar in the house, Nora.
Sakura, I try my best. He think I'm a parole officer if I do that.
He outside right now.
He outside right now, but he got the kids, so he should be good. He should be home soon.
What's your thoughts on a bill being proposed to charge transgenders with a felony for identity fraud for identifying with a gender different from that on your birth certificate?
When did this shit stop?
That's crazy. So that's demonic, BJ. That's what I'd be saying. It's like that type of shit, and the general demonization of transgenders instead of treating it like a sickness is what is causing the perpetual cycle of, oh, they've taken away the civil rights movement and they becoming whatever. The only reason they becoming such victims is because obviously there's other reasons, but it's a cycle that they're perpetuating. When you want to demonize them and charge them with identity crimes, and they get killed out there, like there's statistics of how many transgender people get killed, like get assaulted or fatal assaults even, are way higher than other black people now because of this concept.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's been getting a lot higher over the past few years. Look at the statistics. It's been getting a lot higher.
No,
And
it's
like,
not.
constantly
I just played.
people, they need to
See,
be killed, they need to
that's
be
what
charged.
that's what Angela Stanton was just saying in that clip we just played.
I know, that's
You
what I'm
see
talking
how
about.
the narrative changes?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying this cycle is caused by that.
No, but what I'm saying is transgender black people are not dying at a more rate than any black people, period. They're not. They're not. That's not true.
The cops kill more of us than that.
That's a fact. That's not true. Black on black crime is killing more niggas than anything.
Black on black crimes is killing more than anything.
Anything daily. They had 600 and something murders already in Chicago and well, not this year, but look at what they ended the year last year in Chicago, Baltimore, Memphis, New Orleans. I think Memphis had like 300 and something for the year or something. No, Chicago. Chicago might be at like 200 already or something for the year, but felony for identity fraud.
I don't know if that's what the stats
You
say.
know what? I'm not really against this. I'm gonna tell you why. There's a guy in, I think it was Boston or Maine. He was a Democratic, of course. He was a Democratic council person or something like that. He changed his identity, and he was charged with molestation and all types of stuff like that. He changed his identity.
Ran for office.
They hired. I gotta get his name. He won. Mm-hmm. It's either Boston, Maine, something like that, Vermont, something like that. He changed his identity from man to woman, won, and got charged again for some other shit. Yeah. He just won again. I think it was under Obama or Biden.
Makes sense.
Well, I know some Republicans that have been charged with inappropriate sexual shit, and they still ran for office.
That's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. We're talking about child molestation. You talking about inappropriate sexual shit with who? With women? Who you talking about? Trump?
Newt Gingrich was got caught up for having sexual page boy.
Who?
Newt Gingrich. Them the ones that
I don't even know who that is.
Them the Republicans that impeached Bill Clinton, and months later they got caught with page boy. Put them out of the Congress. Sexuality thing, they politicized it and they've demonized it. They should be paying attention to the rise in fentanyl and crime and murder.
Who you talking about?
Huh?
Who you talking about should be focused on that?
Congress, the government. They more so aimed at, let's look at sexuality as this and that. But sexuality ain't what's causing these niggas out there to kill each other at a high rate of per capita.
I can't even find. I had it though.
What's the cause of that crime? That's a bigger crime than
what crime you talking about?
Homosexuality, murder.
You saying what's the cause of it?
Yeah, I know it ain't homosexuality. So what should be our priority? The crime on our street, the unemployment, the despair, or what somebody doing in their bedroom?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If we can focus on the real problems, if we stop getting distracted and trying to like persecute whoever's trans or gay or whatever.
I don't think anybody is distracted, and I don't think anybody is lose off focus. I think everything is being handled, and
as it comes.
Yeah, I don't see them just all homo, transgender, this, that, and the third, and not running the country. I see them handling everything. That's what I see.
They're not handling everything. They ain't handling no crime in these inner cities.
Man, it's too much to handle at one time. It's you got to tackle things one by one too, though. You know.
So the first issue is to get rid of the homosexuals, and then we're gonna work on the fentanyl problem.
I mean, let's deal with it all, man. Put it all in a melting pot. Let's get it all out
Can't
the
do
way.
that. Can't do that. Limited resources.
Put it all in the melting pot, man. Let's get it all handled, man. Gays, you know what I mean?
The gays gotta go down on your priority list.
It sounds like Nora is campaigning for gay marriage or something.
Like,
man.
how are you hearing that? The fact that you're hearing that
campaigning
is
for
wild.
gays to come up, man. Like for more people to come from out the closet. That's what it seems like. You know,
I don't want nobody.
You're applauding gay marriage to get on the rise or something. Like that's an awful thing.
How am I applauding it to get on the rise? I'm just saying.
Which one is the greater essential threat to our community?
Exactly.
Is it the murders? Is it the murders or the crime in the city, or is it the gay people? That's what the priority should be. We need to get our cities together and our home bases together, like, you know, because they killing each other at a really, you know, St. Louis is the murder capital of the world right now, per capita. They kill each other at a rate that I ain't never seen before.
I think we need to get the price up on the per mile on the truckers, man. I think that need to go in there, BJ. We need to get paid more per mile, man, on our loads, man. Let's tackle that.
I agree because the people above y'all is making billions. I have no problem with them raising the height rate on everybody across the board. Everybody that works to get more money because inflation has taken you out of a position to be able to handle your bill.
Straight up.
But one of the major problems in our communities right now is the crime and the murder rate and the mayhem and I don't know if it's in the music. They glorifying carrying around AR-15s and
Hey Kurt,
oh,
it's gonna go up more if the economy keep falling. If you don't straighten the economy out, people gonna kill more, man. You just said it. You know, when the money is scarce, like it is, you know, people not making what they supposed to be making. The price of houses going up. All of this old, you know, the price of food and all this going up. Yeah, you will see more of it. It's gonna be more crime. It's gonna be more of this.
so we need to be focusing on that, not what somebody's doing in their bedroom. That's my only point. There are certain things that
they just trying to. I don't think gay marriage is not a vote point. I don't see right now that, you know what I'm saying. We see it coming. It's on a rise, a hell of a rise, but I don't see the whole world just paying attention to gay, you know, to the gays, you know. But I think
Okay,
that's a
this
major problem.
okay.
One of the comments says homosexuality and abortion are the biggest problems in the black community. We're killing
Read
off
them
our
comments, Will.
and I just really don't like. I'm not in the black community. I can't be the judge or jury on this, but I really don't get that impression. I feel like I've seen and read a lot about other more pressing, especially as a lawyer, as a lot more pressing issues in the black community. And I feel like that's what really surprises me is that homosexuality is perceived as such a huge problem. I also really have not met like what are the rates of black people, black homosexual people? Like it's really like. The biggest problem in the black community. Would y'all agree with that?
It's one.
No,
It's not one of the
I wouldn't
biggest
say it's
problems.
not the biggest.
It plays a factor though, because you're taking the masculinity out of the household.
But out of how many households? Like it's really an epidemic like that?
Either the father absent or somewhere being a goddamn want to be a woman. So the children fend it for themselves, and they go out and that's what I want. That's how they run into you because they've been committing crime after crime or trying to steal to eat or just out there doing dumb shit because they ain't got no guidance.
Yeah, I think that's
This is
seems to be a bigger problem than
this is why I didn't have a problem with the felony for identity fraud. If you're gonna be a transgender, cool, you're gonna keep your name. Straight up. But this is why I don't have a problem with it. Stacey Marie Lawton, 39 of Nassau, New Hampshire, is charged with aiding and abetting the sexual exploitation of children. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Boston said. Now, okay, now let me go down to this. Lawton, a Democrat, resigned from the New Hampshire House in December after being charged with stalking. Lawton in 2012 was believed, that's Obama, was believed to be the first transgender person elected to a state legislature. Legislature. Sure, right. But she resigned before taking her seat after reports surfaced about her 2008 convictions for identity fraud and falsifying evidence. She successfully ran again in 2020 and was reelected in 2022. She resigned, this is Biden, in 2020 and 2022. She resigned in December after being jailed on the charges related. The charge of sexual exploitation of children can lead to a sentence up to 30 years in prison. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with yes. Yes. I'm gonna go with yes. I'm gonna say yes on that. Yes. They need to keep their name. Because they could flip-flop.
To avoid prosecution.
To avoid prosecution. And to even get in places. You know what I'm saying?
Get a whole new life.
Yeah. Yeah. Get a whole new life. This ain't the only story, too. It's other stories.
Right.
It's other stories with political people. So that's why I said I agree with that. We could read some comments, man, and go on and get ready to wrap it up, bro.
I think Van I think you're a few minutes behind, Van. He's still commenting on Carmelo Anthony. I think the kid got arrested because they believe he wasn't supposed to have been there. That's the only thing I could come up with.
No, he's actually the one that was supposed to be there. Mm-hmm. He's actually the one that was supposed to be there.
He's on the track team.
Oh, did y'all see Target CEO Brian Cornell set to meet with Al Sharpton?
Yeah.
To discuss rolling back the DEI programs?
Who the fuck said Al Sharpton was
I was
our
about to
representative?
say.
He always
a joke.
He always been our
It's
representative.
a joke.
He
Every time
came after Jesse Jackson.
bro, every time he speak up for us, I guarantee if you a deposit was made right before his speech or right after.
Look, you took that out my brain, man. Listen, all that's gonna happen is he gonna meet with him. He gonna give Al Sharpton about $500,000, and Al Sharpton gonna tell the black community that, all right, we back.
We good at
it's
Target,
cool.
y'all.
It's cool.
How much money Al Sharpton got? He
Got a few
getting
dollars.
that
I don't
type
know.
of money?
He probably worth about $5 million.
Yeah, you got a few dollars.
Yeah.
He probably
He's
worth
like
about
a
his money been consistent. He been a millionaire for probably 40, 50 years.
If that, yeah.
Good for him.
Off of the community.
Off the church.
It's not good for him.
Oh, Kurt, your girl Letitia James is being charged with mortgage fraud. You seen that? The same thing she went after Trump about.
With what?
And they need to throw her ass in jail.
Go figure.
Letitia James, she's being charged with mortgage fraud.
Oh, really?
That's the same lady that went after Trump in New York.
For tax evasion.
For
I guess I don't know.
mortgage
was-
fraud?
I didn't even look at it. I didn't even know what I thought it was mortgage fraud and stuff too.
Yeah, it's mortgage fraud. She said it was all bullshit, but it's about that she listed her house in Brooklyn as having 4 units instead of 5. Come on, it's close
That's
enough.
that whole no. Keep the same energy that y'all had for Trump, because that's the
Who is
same
he?
bullshit
Like,
Trump did.
She's an attorney general. Like, why?
Everybody does it. Everybody does it. When you fill that application out for a loan, mortgage loan, anything, when you fill that application out, you're gonna embellish a little
You want
bit.
the most.
Omar, I mean BJ. Trump. I'm losing it. It's late. Trump's net worth as of January was estimated at 7 billion with a B. Every billion
With
got
a
a shit
B.
ton of millions in it. So when we're talking about that type of wealth, I'm generally more critical. I don't think Letitia James is a billionaire.
See now you.
I'm very
now you
critical of
being,
people that have
Different
billions
strokes for
because they're
now
richer
you
than
being
your
hypocritical.
government.
Now you being hypocritical.
No, I'm not. I'm setting
you
different
are.
standards for different groups of people, and I'm allowed to do that. I can't set everybody the same standard because that's stupid. I'm setting different groups
No,
of people.
because you're mad that they're making an example
I'm
out
not
of the
mad.
man
I'm
that
mad
killed.
that they're wealthier than the country I live in.
I'm not
and
talking
they're
about
not being
that.
policed.
You're mad at Luigi because they're making it. You're mad that they're making an example out of Luigi for killing that man, right? You saying because of who he is or whatever, but you want to charge Trump because of who he is.
Did I say I want Trump to get the death penalty for fraud? Did I say I want Trump to go to
come
jail?
on, that's
for
not
fraud?
even realistic.
I said I want Trump's money to be
That's not
put
even
where it
realistic.
should be. Yeah, exactly. I'm saying I don't want him to be disproportionately punished. I
We're
want
not
him
talking
to be
about murder.
proportionately punished. I want him to be punished the way a regular person is punished when they commit fraud.
All
That's
right,
what
so
I want.
how do you want Trump? How would you punish Trump?
What?
How would you punish Trump then? What would be your punishment for Trump?
I want the same percentage of money that I pay for taxes as somebody that is barely fucking making like 6 figures. I want the
We're
same
not talking about
percentage of
that.
money
What would be the
tax fraud, mortgage fraud, all of that? I want him to be treated as if he's a person that makes $150,000 a year, a person that makes 6 figures. And that's how I think billionaires should be treated. Just like people that make 6 figures.
What would be the punishment? You're the judge over his case. Listen to the question.
Which case you talking about? He got 18 cases.
All right, listen. What would be your punishment handed down to Trump? He blows trial for mortgage fraud. He who he is now. What would be your punishment for him? And what would be your punishment for Letitia James?
See, I gotta really crack the numbers because I don't know how you expect me to give you a number at the top of my head.
What would be
I
your
don't even know what
punishment
we're
for
talking about.
Trump? And what would be your punishment for Letitia James?
I mean, usually in these cases, most of the punishment is restitution to just give the money back to where it ought to be. So they're just gonna have to pay. So if Trump got so that's why the amounts are very important. If Trump defrauded 5 million, then he got to pay up more than Letitia. But I think it should be proportionate to how much they.
So basically, your punishment will be just the
amount that
fine.
you didn't pay. Give it back to where it ought to be, because I don't like the fact that I gotta pay that. But
your punishment, the punishment for Trump will be paying the fine.
Yes, restitution.
Okay.
Pay all the money back to where it ought to go. I don't want him in jail. I don't want him beat up. Nothing of that.
I ain't mad at that. But why would that? If the banks don't have a problem with it, if the people that gave him the money don't have a problem with it, why do we?
But that's the issue. Is like when you get to that type of wealth, the people, it becomes that you can buy your way out of cases. The people that don't got a problem with it can be easily bought out in different ways. When you have that type of money, it's very easy to become above the law. And I don't think that should exist.
No. That wasn't the situation. The situation is the people he got the money from, it was telling them they don't have a problem with it. And they will continue to do business with him. The banks, whoever he got that loan from.
You just said that they're continuing to do business with him because
they said they will continue to do business with him because they got paid. If you went and got a business loan for $100 million and they come, you running for presidency and they dig all through your life and see that you embellished a little bit or said something that they don't agree with on your application, but the people who gave you the $100 million is saying we don't care about that. We gave her the money. She paid us back with the interest in full. We don't care about none of that.
Yes, but
I don't see why somebody should be charged.
Because you're talking about embellished a little bit, and that a little bit that you're talking about was estimated to be 500 million. When you talk about 500 million, the only reason it's a little bit is because this man has 7 billion. So the business that he was continuing with the businesses that wanted to do business with him, obviously, when you're doing business with somebody that's got 7 billion, odds are you're going to benefit more from continuing to do business with him than from you prosecuting him for 500 million. Because obviously the 500 million is spread across probably different entities and all that. But when you talk about a total of 500 million and calling it, I embellished a little bit and I got away with this, that, I don't think it's a little bit. Just because it's a little bit relative to his total net worth or relative to what? How is 500 million a little bit?
He wasn't worth 7 billion when that happened. And it don't matter what they worth. When you give somebody hundreds of millions of dollars and they pay it back with that interest on it, it's not about what their net worth is. It's about what you made in that deal. We too emotional about this shit. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I see his business. Yeah, if he didn't run, listen, if he didn't run for president, none of this shit would have been the narrative of Donald Trump would not be what it is right now. This shit started all because he ran for president. Which he would have had a better life if he would have never ran for presidency.
Of course.
To try to make get America back on track.
You think that's really his motivation? You think he goes to sleep every moment at night thinking, I want to get America back on track? He's an egomaniac. He wants to have a legacy. He wants to change the world. I don't think he you know what I mean? That's besides the point. I'm just saying, one, it seems very spiteful and vengeful for him to just suddenly be going after, you listed 4 out of 5 homes, when in reality, that's completely on a different scale than the year-long fraud, shit that he did.
That's not just the only thing. It's 3 or 4 different things with her.
I didn't see that.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. See, now you want to go on the scale of who's who. Oh, because he's worth 7 billion, we really should go after him.
Because his
and
fraud
because
is
she's
worth
not
500
worth,
billion.
she's down here. We shouldn't really
I'm
go
not
after her
saying
like
it's
that.
because he's worth 7 billion. I'm saying because the fraud he committed there's a 500 million judgment against him for disgorgement of profits. 500 million. I'm saying the value of that is definitely higher than the difference between listing for a 4-unit home in Brooklyn versus 5-unit home in Brooklyn. And I don't know how.
We understand that. But what I'm saying is the people who he got the 500 million from is not complaining.
Yes, but that's the thing about this case was not. Who was this case brought by? Who brought this case against Trump?
Some Democrats.
And who brought the case against Letitia James?
Some Democrats, some Republicans.
I'm gonna read the full decision tonight. I'm gonna read the full decision of the civil fraud case in New York, and I'm gonna be back with more details.
Civil fraud case. Who brought the civil fraud case up, North?
I'm saying the Attorney General.
Which is who?
Letitia James.
Okay.
That he's now.
So now that's over with, the same person. This how messed up it is, right? We just gonna overlook the part that she went after this man, right? and she did the same thing
We
she
don't
went
got
after
no
him
proof.
about. We just gonna look over that. We don't care about that.
Because
all we
we
care
haven't seen
about
the
is
proof of that yet.
500 million over here. That's all we care
BJ,
about.
no, because so far it looks like some petty shit that Trump's petty ass is doing. We haven't seen no proof of that. So far, it looks like
Okay.
I did that, you did that too. I don't see no proof of it. She said there's no proof of it, and I'm gonna believe it until innocent until proven guilty.
You gotta
Trump
look at it.
was
It's definitely
proven
proof
guilty.
of it. It's
Trump
also
was
proof.
proven guilty.
It's also proof of the building she owns in Virginia with her father, which on the application she said that's her husband, and that's really her father. No, they got proof. They're not making shit up. I know this all sounds unbelievable because it's Trump. Everything Trump and Elon Musk finds out about these people, y'all act like it's lies. Everything. Everything from the Dodge, from Doge, from Elon, from Trump, everything that they dig up on these immoral people, y'all act like it's a lie. I know it's the truth. I know it. Just like Fannie Willis. They got Fannie Willis up out of here. She went after Trump too. They got her up out of here. And the dude in Florida next too. Because everybody has dirt in their closet. I'm not even tripping over what she did. I don't even care about that, Noah. All I'm saying is, if I got some dirt, I'm not going to mess with him. I would have passed on that deal. Whoever went to her or whoever went to her and made her do that, she should have passed on that deal. Nah, I'm not doing that. Not going after him. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Because I know what I got in my closet. It's only right. Now y'all gonna look at Trump like, oh, he being petty. He should know the hell. I'm coming back for everybody that tried to ruin my life, destroy me, put me in jail for the same shit they doing. Y'all hypocritical as hell. Y'all hypocritical as hell. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, bro. Y'all gotta stop that. Just cause it's Trump, y'all just want to attack him, and these people are doing the same thing that they attacking him for.
But what I'm saying is Trump's case was litigated in court with a jury and a judge, and he was found guilty. Letitia, that's just an allegation. That's not, hasn't been, adjudicated in court. That's just something that they brought against that woman or dug up. That evidence that you say you see may not even be credible. That's just something they're saying. It hasn't been brought to court. He ain't been found guilty of fraud. He's been charged with it.
He still hasn't paid up, and it's like even during the court case, he didn't comply with multiple subpoenas. Like he was held in contempt of court. I don't understand why you don't get that. I don't really like when a president doesn't listen to court orders and a president doesn't listen, gets held in contempt of court. Like I don't think. I just don't want somebody that thinks he's above the law when I'm not. If you're going to be above, I don't want my president to be above the law.
Well, the president everywhere, the leader everywhere in the world is above the law. Everywhere in the world. The leader of Jordan is above the law in Jordan.
Yes, but the leader in Jordan doesn't have a case against him. And you bet your ass if the leader in Jordan,
you don't know what he got it. You don't know what he's doing.
It will be
you don't know what he.
People with guns would
the
go
leader
out
of Jordan might be eating pork. You don't know what he's doing.
Guns would go out and start shooting. That's how we keep control.
You don't know what he's doing. You don't know what these people are doing behind closed doors. You don't know, and you won't know because ain't nobody contesting them. You'll die if you contest them leaders in
right now
countries.
Jordan is going through a lot of shit right now. Jordan is going through a lot of shit. They're trying to get rid of all of the cybercrime laws because literally me talking about the king right now and saying what's going on could be considered a cybercrime. Jordan's going through a lot of shit. Like you can't cite Jordan as if it's a good fucking thing that if we talk about the king, we might get thrown in jail because it's a cybercrime.
Yeah.
And when it comes, if the king of Jordan had a real case against him, was found that he was, and it's happened in a lot of countries.
Bill Clinton was
an uprising starts. That's how
wasn't Bill Clinton impeached?
Started. They find out the government is corrupt, and a rebel faction overthrows the government. So why isn't that not happening in America? Because we find with the president being above the law. In normal countries, when they find out that the government is corrupt, that's how uprisings happen. That's how they get new government.
What country are you talking about?
I could give you a list of countries. Corrupt governments.
Iran, the Philippines.
All right, so the countries. All right, so first of all, the government is corrupt. That doesn't stop corruption in the government in these countries. It don't stop corruption anywhere. These are human beings. Human beings will be corrupted. That's that. You're corrupted when you say this man should be charged with this because he's worth this. That's a corruption thought. That's a corrupted
not corruption. He should be charged with this because he committed this, and it was proven in a court of law that he owes 500 million.
Yeah, okay. We're not talking about what he owed. I'm talking about what you're saying is she shouldn't be
I didn't say that.
charged the same way Donald Trump should be charged.
I didn't say that she should be charged. I'm saying I'm more interested in the billionaires that are getting away with billions because
why you
know
more
how much
interested
it
in
takes
people
to solve
that bust their ass and work? You don't okay,
He's
so
in politics,
you don't
BJ. His money could literally be used to solve homelessness. It takes less than 1 billion.
Why his money got to be solved?
Because he's the president. He's the government.
That's his personal money.
Not the government.
That's some bullshit you talking. That's his personal money. So this man is supposed to use his personal money to solve America's problem?
I'm saying he shouldn't be owing 500 million in a court judgment.
Do he owe you 500 million?
What?
Do he owe you 500 million?
No, he owes some.
All right, so whoever he owes 500 million, they should be mad. I don't care who he owe and what he owe. It ain't me. He don't owe me the money. Why we care so much about what this man owe and how much money he got and all this? The billionaires. Why y'all so mad at the billionaires? Why don't you try to get a billion? Try to become one. Stop being mad at the millionaires and the billionaires and what they're being taxed and become one. That's why I don't understand.
And what's getting in my way is how much I'm being taxed.
No, so then there's ways around it, no? There's ways around it.
Moving to Dubai.
Yeah, there's ways around it. Nah, not moving to Dubai. I mean, yeah, too, but there's ways around it. There's ways around it in America. There's ways around it. There's ways around all that stuff, yo. Y'all gotta stop focusing on hating on these people and find the tax breaks. Hillary Clinton got caught saying that bullshit. Oh, he trying to avoid. Yeah, I do that, and he told the truth. Yes, I do that. I take advantage of them tax breaks, and so do all your donors. So do all your people. We all do. And when I get in that tax break, that tax bracket, I'm going to take advantage of the tax breaks as well. But you got to get in that tax bracket.
Still makes it illegal. It's just you got away with it.
It don't make it illegal. What's illegal about tax breaks? What are you talking about?
Illegal if they wouldn't go after it if it was illegal. If that is legal, something that he did during that, whatever he did, foul.
No, you know what they went after the tax break? I didn't know tax breaks was illegal. I didn't know that. Especially if they're talking about getting tax breaks and doing tax breaks, taking advantage of tax breaks during a presidential campaign, it can't be illegal.
They're not talking about going after him what he got legally in tax brackets. They talking about what he got illegally, fraudulently through some type of other business deal. It had nothing to do with the tax break.
Okay, so we're not talking about tax breaks then. You're talking about business deals. And the people he got that money from, they didn't sue him. They didn't sue him.
Because they didn't investigate. They just did it based off of his own analysis. Oh, the property is actually valued at $2 million. But when he go get a loan, he says it's $800 million. And so they give him that money. That's fraud. That's fraud. You can't say, well, my property is worth $20 billion and then get a loan for $20 billion.
Man, that's the craziest shit in the world.
But that's
Who the hell gonna tell me what I could say my property is worth? What are you talking about? If you came to buy something from me, if you came to buy a car from me and ask me how much I want for it, and I tell you $1 million and you give me the $1 million, that's breaking the law?
If your property is not valued at that, yes, you cannot overprice.
Man, can't nobody value my property. Listen to what you're saying, bro. It don't even make sense.
It don't even make sense. It's a legal document that you file that you say, I got a valuator to say that that's how much it's valued. You're not just estimating the value of the property.
DJ, listen, anytime you buy a house, you got to get an appraiser to come to the house.
I don't care about none of that, Kurt. I don't care about none of that. Nobody can tell me what my property is valued at if they're asking me. If someone asks me what I think my property is valued at, I'm gonna tell them the number that I think my property is valued at.
BJ,
Okay,
nobody asked you that.
It's on them. We do it all the time with insurance claims. What are y'all talking about?
But listen to this.
We do it all the time with insurance claims. All the
Okay, but
time.
listen to this. He raised his price to get a loan, but when it came time to pay taxes on that $20 billion home that he said was worth $20 billion, he tell them, oh, he undervalue it and say, well, it's only worth $20,000, so I only have to pay taxes on $20,000. After he defrauded Simpsons was saying it was $90 million.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Kurt. We will have to look that up. We ain't got time right now. But even if he did that, I don't care.
That's fraud. That's misrepresentation.
I don't see that being fraud. Yeah, I don't see that being fraud.
A judge found that it was a fraud several times because under the law, the valuation isn't just off the top of your head what you think the house is. That's not what he was asked in the form. He was asked to get a real life valuator who real life values the property and gives an actual objective number, not just your best estimate. And the numbers were inflated by hundreds of millions. It was not inflated by half a million or some shit. They were extremely inflated.
Who gave them the number? The appraiser?
That was what it was supposed to be. I'm looking it up right now. I was reading, but like for example, the actual market value of his Palm Beach property was between 18 and 27 million, according to appraisals and property assessments. The reported value was 450 million, between 450 and 600 million. So that's like 500 million extra. That's not a mistake you make. Oh, I thought my property was worth 500 million, but it's actually worth 20 million.
And who gave him the money? Someone gave him the money for that?
No, the lawyer that got disbarred was the one that did that for him. What's his name? His lawyer that got disbarred.
So what was he doing that for? What was the purpose of him doing that?
Because he was
alone.
All of these numbers appeared in financial documents and insurance filings. He was getting lower insurance rates. He was getting financing with better interest rates because he was acting like he was way wealthier than he was. And that's how he got to be this wealthy. And that's the thing. A lot of people will say that these crimes are victimless crimes because the reason why the banks ain't chasing after him is because the banks didn't suffer a loss because of this. The reason that the people want to disinhibit this type of behavior is because it's fraudulent. It's not like you getting a better deal than somebody else because you lying. And that's not fair. That's wrong. That's fraud. Even if the bank ain't knocking at their door and saying, give me my money, it's not their money technically. They just got lied to and they ended up making money too. They made money off the deal.
Right.
They want to do business with it.
And that's why I don't care.
That don't mean it's a victimless crime. The victim is people like me that can't get those interest rates.
No. You involving yourself in that. Mind your business.
Everybody that can't get those rates.
Mind your business. You involving yourself in that and you want to be a victim.
No, you a victim if you can't do that unless you fraudulent.
No, yes, you can do it. See, the problem is, yes, you can do it.
I don't want to commit fraud to not be.
You got it. All right, so just say that. Just say that.
Yes, I'll say it. I don't want to
just
commit
say
fraud.
That. But anybody with some business and some money and some hustle about themselves can do it.
It's
and
not
got
no
the
hustle, BJ.
and if you have the profile to do it,
just like his lawyer lost his career. I can never commit fraud. I literally will lose my whole career. I don't have that.
Yes, you can. The only difference is you can't run politically. Don't try to become the president. You can do whatever you want.
Well, you know, I have
you don't try to become the president and stuff.
Well, you know, I want to be a president, so I'm still a victim. I can't do that.
I don't even see. I guess I don't know, man. I guess it's still my mentality. I don't see nothing wrong with that, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't
you
gonna lie.
think fraudulent business practices is just a hustle, and maybe it is. I don't know, but
yeah, I think yeah. That's
I
what I
think
it
is.
I think it was a good move.
Shit been going on 200 years.
It's too long. Everyone is doing it. Everyone is doing it. You do it when you file an insurance claim. They ask you, how much are you looking for? 30,000. Your shit only worth 10,000. 30,000. We do it all the time. Only because this man was attacked by this country. That's the only thing. And look, you know how I know it's the truth? Because all the people that attacked him, now they're going down for the same shit. Now they're going down for the same thing. It's only the people that's not thriving or motivated to be in that tax bracket or whatever that think that, we're not supposed to do that. Man, that's what you do to get when you get up there. All of them does. All of them do.
We do it all the time when applying for credit cards.
When you apply for anything, you do it. Especially if they're not asking for documents.
Especially if they ain't asking for proof.
Especially if they're not asking for documents.
BJ, a lot of people do coke. Would Biden's son have been dragged the way he was
We're
dragged?
not talking about
if
drugs.
He wasn't the president, son of the president. It's fine. Normal people can do coke under the radar and they don't get in trouble. If you're the son of the president and you're doing coke, you won't get in trouble. Sorry, price of being the son of a president. Boo-hoo.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah.
But you didn't have a problem with it when it was Biden's son. You was blabbing about the fucking coke. You probably know a bunch of people that do that. And you don't want them to get locked up or in trouble, but you want a Hunter to go to jail for it. You don't want him to get pardoned. You want him to be arrested for.
No, I don't know. I want it to be fair. I want it to be right. This nigga's continuously doing it.
He's doing too much coke for your liking. Like, is that your problem?
If you let me finish, I can tell you what my problem is. If you let me
How
finish.
much coke is he doing? I don't even know.
If you let me finish, I'll tell you what my problem is. He's continuously smoking crack, running around with guns and crack whores in hotel rooms as the president's son. He's smoking crack and running around with guns and shit. Not only that, he has 10 or 12 Secret Service agents with him. and y'all so busy going after Trump, ain't nobody saying nothing about this shit. And this man also have dealings overseas with China. He also is a crackhead with the power to influence global shit.
He's the son of an ex-president.
No, I'm talking about when he was president.
Oh, okay.
When he was president, you know, he was doing the dealings with China for Biden, the crackhead son. He was in charge of that.
There's no proof that he had any dealings with China.
Yes, they did, bro. Yes, they did, Kurt. Yes, they did. They had a whole impeachment shit with Biden and all that. Yes, they did. Yeah, they got the man on wiretaps and all that. Everybody knows it, Kurt. Everybody knows it.
If Biden has something to do with it, why haven't they been able to pull up any of that evidence or charge?
Look into it, bro. I'm telling you, I listened to y'all so focused on Trump, you didn't even know they had a whole case against him. He's on wiretaps. Yes, he pardoned everybody because of it. What are you talking about? That's why everybody got pardons.
That's a conspiracy. Why they didn't do it while he was in office? When you say they got this evidence,
last year they did, Kurt. Last year, bro, they did. They did. Yes, they did. They had a whole trial and everything. Yes, you missed it because you're watching Trump. You missed it.
Wait, then how is it that he made it to throughout his whole presidency if he was impeached?
I didn't say he was impeached. I said they had the whole hearing about it. They talked about him. Yes, they put Biden's son on trial. All that. You don't remember Biden's son being on trial?
That has nothing to do with Biden. That's like saying
you got to look into it, Kurt. You got to just look into it, bro, and come back to me. You got to look into it. Research it. You'll see that Biden is the big man on the wiretaps that the Chinese dude is talking to Hunter Biden about. He's saying, yes, I spoke to the big man, Biden is the big man. They know that, bro. You gotta look into it. You gotta do your research. They know
they've been drinking the Kool-Aid. Something wrong.
It ain't no Kool-Aid. You just gotta look at more stuff that's going on besides Trump. You're infatuated with Trump and you missing everything else going on in the world.
I think they cloned you because this is not the same BJ that I know.
You're not supposed to be the same. You're supposed to evolve. I mean, if you the same as you was years ago, you're a loser. I don't even know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
Come a long way, BJ, since the start of the podcast.
Huh?
I asked ChatGPT how much crack was Hunter Biden smoking, and it said there's no confirmed or official amount of crack cocaine that Hunter was using. However, according to his own accounts and interviews, there was times when he used crack every 15 minutes. Why do you talk about how much crack he smokes?
That's everybody do that. The shit only lasts 10 minutes.
I know.
I think everybody on this panel got a crackhead in their family somewhere.
He said every 15 minutes. That's crazy. He said he was significantly overpaying. The a DEA special agent testified that Hunter Biden was really significantly overpaying for crack cocaine, suggesting he was being exploited. Who was his crack dealer? Who was somebody was selling him crazy
That
prices?
motherfucker that said, if you don't give me some money,
That's the question.
200,000. I'm telling everyone.
I'm gonna tell her. I'm telling everybody.
Well, he telling on himself. He keep going to interviews talking about crack. That's crazy.
Because he admitting it, he in the first steps of recovery, admitting that you got a problem, bro. You're a crackhead. A Judge Mathis crackhead. I think every family in America got a crackhead somewhere in their family. Somebody that's just out there smoking on them glass things.
I do think the problem with America is becoming that the sons of presidents are a little too involved politically. Like, if we want to say that, and I do think that the president shouldn't get persecuted for what their kids is doing, but it's like, why the fuck is their kids all up in everybody's business? Why is Trump's son meeting with people in Israel? Why is Biden's son meeting with people in China? Like, I don't think the sons should not have political roles like that if they don't want their mistakes to be attributed to their parents.
It don't got, because that's what they. Who you gonna trust more than your son?
His sons is idiots. Jared Kushner and all them people, a bunch of politicians have said they don't want to deal with them. It's like, just because they're your sons don't mean that they're good politicians. Nobody voted for them.
Who you talking about?
Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, who's not even his son.
Okay, that's just somebody's opinion, man.
What do you mean? He's a piece of shit. Have you read about him? That's everybody's
Nah, I don't know
opinion.
nothing about his son-in-law.
Well, that's everybody's opinion. Read about Jared Kushner. He's
I was talking about his sons. You talking about his son-in-law?
Yes, and his son-in-law has a huge political role. He's literally like all up Israel's ass. He's
That's
horrible.
his daughter's
Okay,
husband.
that's
Yeah, his
all right. That's
son-in-law's
what he
horrible.
wants. That's what he wants.
Well, I vote for him, and I think you should sit down. But anyway,
That's what they. I mean, I guess not everybody, but
He was a former senior advisor to the president of the United States. I don't know. I just don't understand how this whole nepotism thing is like way too acceptable.
I mean, they do it everywhere. It's not just America. They do it everywhere.
Yeah.
Then the son of the dude, I forgot what country it is, but those sons come over here and talk with Trump from the mother country.
Half these places is monarchies. The sons is, I don't know what you talk about, but if you're talking about a monarchy, the son is the crown prince, and then he's literally raised. That's why it works in where I come from, and it doesn't work in America. Because where I come from, the son of the king has been taught how to be a son of a king since he was 2 years old. But this man don't know nothing about being a politician. The son of a king is bred, and even the people that are the king now, for example, he was taught his whole life. He went to military school, he went to aviation school. He always knew he was gonna be in the political realm. But you want to get a random fucking white guy that just woke up one day and was like, "Oh, daddy's the president now, so I gotta be a politician." You don't even know shit. Shut the fuck up. Go to school. Okay.
I mean, I don't know if it makes it right or wrong.
I think it makes it stupid. It's a lot of stupid people in the government because of that.
Just because you was raised by this person to be this way, don't mean that makes you fit.
Not raised, trained. Training. You have to train for certain jobs. Every job, trade school, whatever, you gotta train either through the job.
You train to be what they want you to be. Okay.
I don't know. I'm saying the son of a king
It
knows
just
how
seems
to
like
land
when
the
it comes.
helicopter,
It
knows
just
how
seems
to
like
lead
when
a
it comes
military,
to.
knows
It
how
just
to
seems
lobby.
like when it comes to America, America can't do nothing right.
Yes, tell me about it.
We all agree on that, huh?
Tell me about it.
Finally.
Nah, I think
No,
America is
BJ
doing.
saying-
I think America is doing a lot right now.
DJ saying it sarcastically.
And they also doing a lot of wrong.
I think America is doing a lot right, a lot more right than wrong for once.
I doubt nowhere near.
I think America is on the right path with the tariffs,
With the homosexuals.
everything. I like the way we going.
You see how they laying off all them truck drivers at Mack Truck, right?
No, I ain't see that.
Yeah, they had to lay them off because of the tariff.
Why they had to lay them off because of the tariffs?
I mean, that's just what they had just reported that Mack
You
Truck.
just reading headlines. Do the research, Kurt.
I'm saying that
Do the research though. If I ask you, if you say something,
they did the interviews. They did the interviews with the top dude, and the top dude said because of tariffs. I don't know whether it was
you shouldn't even repeat. You saying I changed. I don't know whatever you just said. You shouldn't repeat something that you don't know about.
You ain't let me finish, so how you hear what I said?
You shouldn't repeat something you don't know about.
Saying,
I repeat, I researched, I looked it up. I'm told when you just said the tariffs made them lay all them truck drivers off for Mac. Why? Why that happened, Kurt? Oh, I don't know. That's what the top dude said. The tariffs. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Okay, that's
you gotta do better than that.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess you just gonna have to sit and wait till they hit you. Or
They'll never hit me. I work for myself, bro. They'll never hit me.
But the rate,
I work for myself. I've been through it all. I've been doing this since 2017. That's 8 years. I've been through it all. I've been through the ups and downs in this already.
You don't think the tariffs is gonna hurt the trucking business?
If it do, I'll figure it out. I'm not worried about that. America is tired of being taken advantage of. Yeah. One thing about it, everything that come in this country got to be put on a truck. So I done been through it. Biden hurt the truck industry more than anybody for 4 years. You ain't hear me cry about nothing. Destroyed us for 4 years. I didn't cry about nothing. I'm still here. So, you know what I mean? I ain't worried about that. I'm not worried about some niggas that work for Mac that supposedly got laid off because of tariffs. When that's probably a lie. They probably gonna get compensated for laying all them people off like some PPP shit and blame the tariffs and blame the government and they gonna get a check
on the back end.
Yeah, on the back end. Come on, bro. Come on. I ain't see it. You asked me if I saw it? No, I didn't see it. Why? Then I asked them why. Why? So how does the tariffs make Matt lay people off, lay truck drivers off? He said he don't know. He saw somebody say it. The top dude said it.
I said what is now reported on the news is that Mack Truck laid off a lot of its employees. That's just reality news. Now, who's responsible for laying them off or for whatever reason? What they stated, what the executives of Mack stated, is that because of tariffs and a few other issues like the price rate is going up and they can't afford to pay it.
Kurt, I got backup for you. So basically, Mack Trucks actually blamed the Republican tariffs on their plans to lay off several hundred workers in Pennsylvania and Allentown. They said they was working at a Volvo subsidiary. They said heavy-duty truck orders continue to be negatively affected by market uncertainty about freight rates and demand, possible regulatory changes, and the impact of tariffs. We regret having to take this action, but we need to align production with reduced demand for our vehicles. Period.
So that's what I said. They said they laid them off because of whatever tariffs were. They blaming the Republicans for it, but I mean, I don't know how the tariffs work. All I know is America buys product from like China at a cheap rate. Because when I was in the military, we used to go to when I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan. You could buy a whole stereo system for $100 because they sell it at a cheap rate. They put tariffs on it and ship it here, and then they put an extra price for the consumer to pay. So that's where all of the loopholes that people talk about in regards to tariffs. If you charge that other country a tariff to import it, they pass the price on to the person that has to buy it in the store. So they getting paid from that country, and then they're going to charge more at the store for it. That's what causes inflation to go up. China is going to be selling their shit at cheap price, Japan and all them places. That product is cheap because they make it with child labor. They work babies up in the sweat house. And America buy that product for cheap, but they put a tariff on the country to ship it to them, and then they charge the consumer an extra fee on top of that. That's where all of the problems come in at. All of
this is talking about future orders. Or they talking about the future.
Yes.
We need to lay people off because it may look like it's possibly that we might not have no orders to go, more orders to fill the demand. So we need to start laying people off now. and it's because of the tariffs and all that. But
Yes, businesses need to plan
that's
in advance.
bullshit.
I don't think it's an excuse. I think businesses need to plan in advance. Obviously, everybody's predicting lower demand. Like literally every single. It's been such a strange like stall.
And they also say that it was a 14% drop in Mac before Trump formally kicked off his trade war. So it's probably safe to assume the trucking industry has seen orders drop even more drastically over the last several weeks. Yeah,
Well,
they're preparing to fail. That's all.
Yes, BJ. That's how businesses prepare. I have literally 2 liquor wholesaling clients and 1 3PL like logistics provider.
That's because America buys everything from overseas. I don't care about liquor
because
companies.
America's not a manufacturing country. I don't
care. Make the liquor over here. That's the whole point of the tariffs. So, Kurt, if you want to continue to be a consumer of China and everywhere else, hey, then I don't know what to tell you. But we not on that. We tired of that. So, yeah, if y'all want to continue to... See, I'm American. Noah's not. Noah could wake up and leave this motherfucker and go to Dubai and be straight with no problem. Kurt, you can't go nowhere. You stuck. So you need to get more in your American bag. I'm talking about I'm clone. I'm not clone. I'm American.
You take that hat off your head, and the back of the tag it says "Made in China."
It don't. That's the problem. That's the problem.
But who want to make hats in a factory? I don't know nobody. Like I don't think America's a manufacturing company.
We gonna figure it out.
Country.
We gonna find out. We gonna find out.
See who gonna sit there and make hats because I don't think nobody gonna do it.
We gonna find out. Somebody
All
will.
the sneakers on their feet.
The only people doing it in China is 8-year-olds probably that is forced to do it. Like I don't know how you're gonna get cheap labor. The price is gonna be crazy. Like
we gonna find out. That's the problem now. So
find out, Max.
We gotta stop importing and all this shit, and then y'all act like they not taxing the hell out of us. They got tariffs on us, Kurt. Do you understand that?
Yes,
they have high tariffs that are higher than ours before Trump came in office. They're taxing the hell out of our stuff that barely they even buy. There's no American nothing in Japan, China, Tokyo. Nothing.
Because America isn't manufacturing shit. What you want them to import from America? Like they import what America sells. And I don't know.
We make a lot of things too. We make cars, for one. They don't import none of our cars. We make things. America doesn't make shit. Come on, man. That's Kurt. You hear this, right? That's another reason why we're putting tariffs on that shit so production could come back to America, because you do know America was a powerhouse in production at one point, right? Not too long ago, just 20, 30 years ago, before we let the China into the World Trade Organization or whatever. You know what I'm saying? America was a powerhouse. We fell from grace because we outsourced all the work for cheaper prices. You know what I mean? We got to get back, bro.
But what does the consumer benefit from that?
I don't got nowhere to go. I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life. I'm most likely I'm gonna be here. So my concern have to be like the Prince of Saudi Arabia. His concern is Saudi Arabia. He not stunting the Palestinian conflict. My concern is America. I'm not stunting nobody else.
Or American people? Is your concern America or American people? Because you're just gonna have to pay $50 for hats, and I don't think that's gonna help you long term.
Yeah, I don't care about paying nothing. I don't care about it.
How do you think it's gonna help you that much for America to become a manufacturing country? It's gonna take a very hard transitional period where you're gonna be in the shit. Like you're gonna have to be paying crazy amounts for things that were cheap before.
Guess what? If the hat is made in America, the hat will be cheaper. If the hat is made in America, the hat will be cheaper. Point blank, period.
Think so. And I think, and just to correct you on the tariffs, the U.S. and China, every tariff increase was a tit for tat thing. The U.S. would jack up the tariffs and China would respond. Over the past 8 years, every time the U.S. would start jacking the tariffs. So don't act like America was being victimized with crazy tariffs, because it wasn't. Trump started that whole trade war thing.
Yeah, Trump started it because we've been victimized. Yes.
No, you wasn't victimized. Yeah. Nobody was charging America crazy prices. No, that wasn't happening.
Look it up. Everybody is.
I just looked it up. You look it up.
What you talking about there?
After. I was looking up and it said they had reciprocal tariffs, and then the China trade war escalated between 2018 and after 2018 when it was initiated by the US under President Trump. The US began imposing tariffs on Chinese goods, citing intellectual property theft and unfair trade practices and the trade deficit, saying that we import more. He wasn't saying that they're charging us tariffs. He was saying there's a trade deficit because we import more than China imports from us. And the only reason that is because China sells more cheap shit than America does. Why would China be importing the same amount of goods as America if America don't manufacture shit? Like,
you gotta look up the tariffs, man. I'm not talking about all of that.
The tariffs said it was the same. America started the imposed tariffs. China responded with equivalent tariffs on U.S. goods, targeting industries like agriculture, automotive, and energy. And then in 2018, he imposed a 25% tariffs. China retaliated with 25%. Every single tariff Trump imposed, China said, all right, we're gonna do the same. And you say that's fair, right? So I don't know why we acted like China was robbing us. China wasn't robbing us. China just didn't need shit from America the way America needed shit from China.
And once again, it was a point where America didn't need shit from China.
When?
Go back far enough.
I don't recall that. We always bought shit from China. The cell phone, the telephone, computers.
Cell phones is 20 years old, 30 years old, bro. Come on.
America
was a world. Y'all so far gone. Kurt, you so far gone. I ain't gonna. Noah only 24 and she's not from America. But Kurt, you're so far gone. You can't remember when America was an economic powerhouse. That's crazy. You older than me.
They sold cars, but they was able to manufacture them for cheaper over in other countries. So that's why they moved their job, because America is so willing to overcharge for the product that the other country won't.
BJ,
that's why manufacturing business, the car business went to the different countries. The cars we build, we don't even get the part from America because America don't manufacture them because it costs more to manufacture it in America than it does in Mexico. Every part you just about to get on your car is being imported from another country for cheap prices that they charge you.
You do know that it was a point in America where America produced everything.
America was never a manufacturing powerhouse.
And we shot ourselves in the foot by overcharging these products, and the major companies moved to other countries where they could produce the product for cheaper. That's what ran companies out of America. It wasn't about the tariff. It was about America was being.
I didn't say nothing about tariffs.
BJ, you talking about the 1800s, the 1700s? That's technically America's industrial golden age, based on my research. America was manufactured in the 1800s when they dominated like steel and shipbuilding industries and chemicals and machinery.
Okay.
After World War II, it became much less of a and even when it wasn't importing from China between the 50s and the 70s and the time of the Cold War, it was importing from Europe, it was importing from Canada, it was importing from all the countries that Trump wants to be with too. Canada was their number one trade alliance.
The U.S. is a major producer of raw steel, currently ranking third globally after China and India in 2024.
You need more than steel to make a useful.
I'm just gonna go down the list, bro, because. You know what I mean? America don't produce shit.
Yeah, I know.
But we're third globally, even after China has everything.
Because they get to sell it for less.
Look at that, my ChatGPT just gave me a graph of U.S. manufacturing versus importing since the 1800s, and it's actually pretty insightful. That's crazy. Y'all, this graph is wild. Look. Wait.
What did it say?
Look at this graph. Can you see anything?
No.
Can you see anything? BJ, I'm talking to you.
What? No, I can't see that shit, no. I can't even see the comments, no. I can't even see the comments.
It looks really clear on my screen.
I can't even see the comments. What did it say?
I'll send it to you. It shows the decline in manufacturing and the increase in importing in America.
I've seen that decline. When did it start?
1900s. I think it was. Yep, 1950 is when it got real bad, but it started in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
It's been declining ever since because shit in America
I'm
is
trying to find a list of tariffs against America from other countries, like Canada, not just China, Canada, and before Trump even started the tariff shit. I can't find it right now, but shit, we can get up out of here, man. It's goddamn 12 o'clock, man. Fucking with y'all.
Right. Y'all want to
It
spend the
ain't
night in
12
this
o'clock
joint.
here. Y'all on the other side of the moon. It's 11.
Okay, so what is this? Percentage of GDP. U.S. manufacturing versus imports. Boom, boom. 25. So our manufacturing went down. Manufacturing percentage of the imports.
We went down during Biden administration.
That's 1950 to 2020. Yeah.
It's been steady in decline. I'm telling you why, because we could produce the same product overseas for cheaper than we can in America because, you know, the workers demand more
We
pay.
know that, Kurt. Everybody know that.
So that's why it declined. It had nothing to do with the tariff.
Nobody said it does.
But I'm saying, when you say, you know, we was great and we was in manufacturing, what caused the tariffs is
I'm not
America
talking about
want
tariffs,
more.
Kurt, when I say that. When I say that, all I'm saying is America needs to stop depending on everyone else. Let me put it in simplest terms. America needs to stop depending on everyone else, especially China, and do their own thing. We got to get back to that, is what I'm saying. That's
But
what I'm
then
saying.
corporate lose money that way.
I don't care about corporate. Now you care about corporate? Make your mind up. One second you don't care about billionaires and millionaires. Now you care about corporate.
What I'm saying is the reason why we don't have manufacturing and we ain't gonna get it back like it's being promised, it's not gonna come back because you put tariffs on it. It's just gonna make the product more expensive. If you bring back the companies, it's gonna be even more expensive because America charges more to produce than it does to import.
American made stuff is cheaper than the stuff they import.
Certain things.
Comment said we make crappy goods that always have recalls. Everything made in America is going to be more expensive, so be ready to be patriotic and fit the bill. We need to make quality products and not overcharge.
I don't know. Our cars are cheaper. They don't buy our cars. Our cars
Those
are
are
cheaper than
bullshit.
German cars.
American cars is bullshit. We don't even
Japanese
import
cars.
them in Jordan. I've never even heard of half
Jordan
these
don't even fucking make cars.
Jordan imports German.
How you
Yes,
gonna
I'm
say our
saying.
cars is bullshit and y'all don't
Because
even make
I
them?
never heard of half these names. Every time I pass by a car, I don't know. I ask Omar, "What the fuck is that car?" He says some American fucking brand. Like we don't import them.
Omar
Why
just
y'all
got his driver's
importing
license
cars?
last
Why
week.
do Middle Eastern countries only import from Germany, Japan? Why do we not import American cars? Because they're bullshit and bullshit prices and bullshit quality. Get your shit together. You'll be a manufacturer.
That's the problem. See, Kurt, you heard what she said, right? That's the point. Get our shit together so we don't have people like Noor shitting on America.
Yes,
everything
but
we
the first
make.
step isn't tariffs. The first step is to get your shit in order and get the manufacturing business in order, and then you do the tariffs. You don't start with tariffs so the people can suffer for 50 years until y'all get your shit together. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying America gonna have a 50
You
year
don't know
period.
y'all don't know what's gonna happen.
Crazy and everything gonna be shitty.
Y'all don't know what's gonna happen.
You gonna see. You can predict.
Y'all don't know what's gonna happen.
That's my prediction.
Y'all don't know what's gonna happen. But shit, ain't them Hellcats and stuff American made? Impalas?
We ain't got none of those. I never heard those words in my life.
They are American cars. They are American. They're Chevy. But the parts are imported from other countries because it costs them less to make it than in America.
What about
if
Cadillac?
you make it in America,
Yeah, Cadillac is the only car we got in America.
Cadillac is American?
Yeah, we got Cadillac. Chrysler, Ram, Lincoln, Buick. We don't got no Buicks. We don't got no Chryslers. We don't got no Rams. We don't got no GMCs. We just got Cadillac and Chevrolet.
And that's why we need to start putting tariffs on y'all. Human beings coming from
We got a deal. We got a deal since the day I was born.
We need to put a tariff on North.
The day I was born. Literally.
We gotta have to start putting tariffs on y'all coming over here, man. That's crazy. Nothing. Not one. She said, "Yo, they ain't got nothing."
All Americans can get into our countries for free. Did you? I sent you that shit. I sent you that African country. What was it? He was talking about America. Which country was it? I sent it to you.
What cars y'all got in Jordan?
We got everything. Those good cars, German cars.
Except for American cars.
What American cars we got?
No, I say you say you got everything except for American cars.
Yeah, we got all them German cars. We got Lamborghinis. We got Porsches. We got all them cars, but American.
You put an American car in the desert and it's gonna die after about 100,000 miles.
It's mostly German cars that are like top tier in Jordan.
This nigga Kurt is anti-American, bro.
You hear?
Yeah, I'm just crazy, man.
Kurt, I'm just saying, Jordan.
I told you. God damn.
You love Jordan.
This nigga's Asian.
Well, at least I do like niggas.
I hate niggas.
You see, he hate his own people.
Boy, niggas ain't my people.
BJ just like white Americans.
Niggas ain't my people, man. I fuck with black people that I fuck with. I don't like all black people neither, but I damn sure don't fuck with niggas. Niggas is who you see on social media acting like niggas.
He the first one that said, "My people ain't shit."
It depends on who I'm talking about.
Well, you said your people. What people are you talking about?
The people that I'm talking about, they ain't shit. I ain't say that about Will. I ain't say that about you.
I know.
I'm specific. I don't. If you want to play the whole, my people, black people shit.
The only reason why we're not a leader the only reason why we're not a leader in the manufacturing department, the big corporation making the cars, the reason they don't have cars like American cars over in the other countries, because they are able to produce it at a cheaper price. They pay labor wages.
We know that, Kurt. We already said that. We know that, man. China got the 8-year. She just said China got 8-year-olds and they're working for 5 cents an hour. We know that. We know that. I don't care about that.
If you pay the American people to work out at GM, they making $30 an hour, right? So that price is passed on to what the price of the car is, because they got to pay their overhead, they got to pay their people, so it goes into the price. It costs more. Hell, over in Jordan, you can, turn your American $60,000 that you paid for a Cadillac,
man, and Jordan don't make shit, man.
What you said?
Jordan can't make a tree.
Jordan can make a lot of shit.
Jordan can't make a tree grow.
My grandma got 400 olive trees she can make grow. She got her own olive oil juicery. She got her own. She make olive juice, olive oil. She got apples. She got lemons. We got real shit.
How the hell y'all growing that in the desert?
You gonna start farming too? I guess America got a decent agriculture industry.
We definitely good. We good in Florida all day. Seattle. We get the apples from Seattle, potatoes and all that from Idaho. Florida, we get all our oranges and
Jordan
all that.
Got a lot of textile manufacturing too. Jordan manufactures half the clothes you're wearing. I swear to God, I used to be in like these shopping, when I go shopping or whatever, it used to be brands like, what was it? I forgot the name of the brand, but they all made in Jordan. They got fabrics made in Jordan. We got like 4 decent industries, and we're a tiny ass country. What industries America got? Steel.
See, Kurt, you cool?
Bananas.
You cool with her talking to me like this? You cool
with
her talking to me like
dragging me in Jordan. You throw
cool
rocks
and
cover his face.
You should move to Jordan, Kurt. You should go.
Hey, I might
with you when you leave, no? You should go to Jordan, man. Word up.
Let me know when they get a Democratic state. I'll move to Jordan. I'll be gone.
We on our
money that I got now, I'll be a billionaire in Jordan.
I told you could get a passport in the you could get a visa in the airport in Jordan. You don't gotta even plan the trip. $50. But
guess what? I know.
Stop letting Americans in. America think it's you was talking about we gotta put tariffs on letting all these people in. America literally does that. You know how hard it is to get a visa for people outside? But Americans can go anywhere they want. They can waltz into any country in the Middle East. They can waltz into any country in Europe. No visa, no nothing.
Well, we should
we gonna spend money over there.
We should charge Donald Trump's wife too, because she ain't
The American dollar.
Was about to stop.
The American dollar.
All the bullshit beef that Trump is starting
now,
with
the American currency is real powerful in the global world. You know what I'm saying? That's why it costs more to produce here than it does other countries. You can pay them a couple of straws and a camelback, and you can get 10 years of work out of it. You know, they charge, it's cheaper to produce it.
Come on, Will, we out.
We out of here?
Yeah. They done gave me a headache.
They done pissed you off.
Yeah, it's not, man. This nigga don't even want to be American.
You got him this time. Come on.
He don't even want to be American no more.
BJ, why are you so emotional about America today?
No, don't flip them.
Kurt, you denouncing your citizenship?
No, don't flip this dude.
Tell Donald Trump he'll probably try to come and get me and ship me joy.
Sound like you going willingly.
He should. Next episode, I'm calling ICE. See how this shit works.
BJ calling ICE on Americans.
Hey, you call them on me. You know it's a resistance. Hey,
I get there's a bunch of Americans.
Call them on me, and you know it's gonna be a resistance. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna
Thanks,
be a resistance.
We appreciate you, man.
Yo, we've been up here like 4 hours, y'all.
Of all y'all, bro.
I gotta get to work. That's the great shit. I'm going to work.
You ain't even about to lay down.
Nah, damn. I'm going to work. I'm about to jump in the truck at like 2.
I don't smoke you a joint.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm
Good
done.
luck,
I don't smoke
BJ.
and drink no more. I don't smoke no more.
Yeah.
Really?
Nah, I've been stopped smoking.
Rastaman.
I don't drink no more neither. Huh? I ain't never drinking again. Them people took too much money out from me from that shit, man. I'm bad as hell.
Shit don't even taste the same.
Nah, I don't even. I'm mad behind that. For real, I ain't drinking ever again. I don't even care about it. I don't even got a taste for it.
Got you.
I never had a taste for alcohol. I don't know how.
I got a taste for it. I don't even want to taste it. I was out a couple of weeks ago, and Monica was like, "Yo, you really don't drink no more?" Nah, man.
I ain't got the want to.
She said, "You boring now."
Damn.
Hey, yo, you boring. Yeah, nah, I ain't drinking no more. So
White man fire water, man.
it's over, huh?
You was drinking that white man fire water.
I was messing with that Don Julio and all that.
So,
No, I actually went in the liquor store over here by your crib, Will, and it was a black-owned liquor. The pecan joint. I thought I was coming over here when I bought it.
I don't remember.
I might have brought it to the park. Yeah, it was like some pecan. Oh, I brought it home. Bree was like, it's nasty. Yeah, everybody, it was nasty. It tasted good at first because I like pecans. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, when the Anglos got to this
brown
country,
joint, like pecan whiskey or something.
when the Anglos got to this country, my people were smoking a peace pipe. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to smoke.
I support black. I support black. Every time I turn around, I might just see somebody, whoever. I support black all day. I don't support niggas.
You said Auntie and them pissed you off the other day, though. You said it was nasty.
Where at? Camille's. Yeah, man. That shit was nasty as hell. Everything.
Ma said you got delivered, Django.
Yeah, I got delivered. They delivered me. That county jail, boy, delivered me from alcoholism. Yeah, Camille's was nasty, man. He ain't seasoned the chicken or nothing. Like, then it wasn't really. She left. She had just left too. I was looking for her. I'm like, man, where Camille at, man?
Yeah.
They must got a new chef or something back there.
To.
Cause that shit, I'd say my first the wing, them honey wings. You know what I mean? I had to send that back.
Half done.
It's pink inside and shit.
Oh hell no.
Yeah. Once I seen Bree playing with it, I'm like, oh, something.
It's
wrong.
over with it. Yeah.
Something wrong. She playing. She looking at me playing. I'm like, man, what's wrong with it, man? I was starved. I was hungry. I still was gonna eat it. Like, man, it ain't done. Look at your chicken. I was like, oh man, bro. Sent that back. Then I got the brown stew chicken in. It's not even seasoned. I had to go get salt and pepper and all that. I ain't never going back. Man.
After you found out the chicken was raw, you should have got another meat.
The waitress that came in asked if we wanted something. We was like, nah, man, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Ship has sailed.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
I'm
to
disgusted.
take some more applications for a different cook. Like that one can't cook.
Yeah, some Jamaican light skinned high yellow nigga. Them high yellow niggas fuck everything up. Man. I keep telling y'all this. Y'all don't believe me. Them high yellow niggas are them high yellow niggas are as unproductive as the homosexuals.
I got poisoned off of a Jamaican spot in Harlem 2 weeks ago off some oxtail. I never
Yeah,
had.
you said you had bad
I was
oxtail.
dying. I was screaming all day, like stomach cramps, like crazy. And it
Was
was
they high
literally
yellow?
4.8 star reviews off of like 300 reviewers in Harlem. Like the Jamaican food when I left Brooklyn has been the worst.
Did you see the chefs?
They would look like a regular place in Crown Heights. Like they seemed fine. They seemed authentic Jamaican, but that shit had me dying. I haven't had oxtail since.
I ain't
Well,
never
you
eaten no
went to the
Jamaican
wrong
restaurant
oxtail
in
place.
Harlem.
Yeah, I used to love that shit in Brooklyn. I just can't find a spot
Yeah,
up in Bronx or uptown.
Oh yeah. See, the Bronx is about Spanish food.
I hate Spanish food. I really don't fuck with that.
Yeah, it's about Dominican food and all that.
Yeah.
But
Harlem
all
got a
right,
bit of
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for hanging
out.
with us tonight. Definitely missed y'all. We can't stay gone like that this next time.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I blame it on Kurt.
I blame it on BJ.
What do that? The one you had locked in the closet. See, they trying to put me back in the closet.
He gonna blame that shit on me. His phone probably died.
Zah in the
He in the truck.
he lost service.
All right, we see y'all soon, man. Couple days.
All right,
I
Kurt.
picked up another call. Bye.
Right.
Later.
Later.